Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Julia Show. This is a very crazy show tonight.
Indeed, definitely.
So, if you guys don't know, this is sadly the finale. You know, it's been a really long road here, but we have a new face. We've talked about him a lot, but we haven't actually seen him on the show. So, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hey everyone, I'm Kevin. It's great to meet you guys. Happy Wednesday, and welcome to the show. My gosh, it's great to be a part of this. Thank you so much for having me.
And
I'm Danny again,
the original.
But yeah, Kev, thanks for coming on, dude.
No, thank you. Please, it's a pleasure to be here. My gosh.
Yeah, it's
amazing.
awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know. So you're an avid listener as well of this show. So what do you think? I want to hear live on air what you think.
I think that this show is really great. I love the time slot that it comes up on at 8:00. It's kind of pretty light in Starbucks, and so I can always just put in my earbuds and listen in, kind of like a podcast.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. It's really fun. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. What do you have to say, Julie?
What do I have to say?
Yeah, it's your show.
I mean, Danny did say he was gonna cry about this last week, so
I might.
This is a little bit emotional for me.
It's a little.
This is the last time. Okay, we've got some friends over here distracting us, so just try to keep it professional. But you guys are kind of in for something real good because we have so many guests in my title. I've literally put featuring.
I think it's got to be a record.
It's got to be a record of live guests on the show. I literally put in my title featuring every person I've ever met. So we've got a lot of kids waiting outside ready to be on the Julia Show. So stay tuned. Watch the entire thing. It's probably going to be pretty long, to be honest.
This one might take a while.
But this is the night to do so. I mean, I just can't stress enough that it's the finale. This is so crazy. Like the road. I mean, the road has been so long just at the school for me, but the past since February, this kind of flew by doing this show.
That's kind of what happens too. Because you look forward to it during the week, oh, I can't wait to do this. It's coming up. Then boom, it comes up, and then I feel like when you're looking forward to something that's consistent, the time kind of moves faster.
Right.
Yeah, no, definitely. True. I agree.
So let's get right to it. We'll get to the emotional things later, but we've got probably the most famous person at Iona College on my radio show now.
It's kind of a big deal, honestly.
I mean, he's even wearing the uniform. He has the clout.
My gosh. It's just, wow, it's really amazing to be here. My goodness. I mean, I'm kind of a little bit starstruck being here with everyone and seeing how everything's set up, and just being a part of this creative process here is really fascinating to me. I'm usually on the other side of things. I do photography and videography, so I'm at a different spectrum of all this broadcasting, but this is amazing. Wow.
Well, I'd say I would be lying if I say I wasn't starstruck myself to be in the presence of you on this show. But
I'm sorry, but if you don't know Kevin, you don't go to Iona.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no way that you go to Iona and you don't know who Kevin from Starbucks is.
Yeah. So do you want to talk about yourself a little bit?
Talk about your Starbucks experience at Iona thus far.
Let's see. I started with Starbucks about a year now, and it's really been something really special to me. It's been I don't drink coffee. I don't really drink coffee unless my mom's having coffee at night and dip it in with bread and stuff like that. I'll have some of that, but other than that, never really big into coffee. Dunkin' I can go to because the Munchkins, can't get over the Munchkins. But Starbucks I wouldn't really.
So you're a Dunkin' fan.
You're a Dunkin' fan.
So you're a trader.
Well, at those Munchkins, they got me at Munchkins. Okay.
And, okay, you have to be honest with us here. Don't worry, nothing's going to get back to the Iona Starbucks Chartwell's company. But do you like Dunkin' or Starbucks better?
I don't really have a preference when it comes there.
That's a good answer.
I think you do.
Answer. I don't really have
I think you do.
Stop.
Roll the tapes.
Don't force an answer out of it.
Walk between both. I'd probably just grab water. I mean, it's
it's a yes or no question, Kevin.
It's a little bit of both. I think the environment at Starbucks.
Great. This is expert answer.
Definitely
personal
Nothing I-
relations. Like,
nothing I've really been
Okay.
a part of before. Just walking into Starbucks. I worked upstairs previously. I used to work.
Yes, I remember that. That's how we got
Mhm.
close. Cause
Yeah.
that's how we got close. Cause you know what Boost is? You know what Boost is
Yeah.
by now.
Yeah.
So it used to only be Boost. Like you had like at La Penta is only Boost. So whenever I would order, he would recognize my name. He give a little
Yeah,
fist
yeah.
bump. Yeah, it's bam,
Definitely,
bam, bam.
definitely.
That's how we got to know each other.
That's
But
great.
was he
Catching up
doing
with
Happy
everybody.
Wednesday back then too?
he was. I don't think you're doing Happy
It was not
Wednesday,
Happy
but
Wednesday.
you were definitely the most positive out of the
Yeah, I was
bunch up
definitely
there.
excited to see everybody.
Yes.
Yeah, and that was my thing. I came with Iona maybe like 2 years ago, and I was doing pasta over at Spellman Deli, the line, and then from there going up and working the grill. Smoothies, pizza, and the whole process. A little bit of everything, and it was just really fun making food and creating stuff for people to enjoy, and I thought that was really awesome. But when I worked in Starbucks, when I walked in the first time, it's truly like nothing I've ever really been in. Like the type of environment that it created, I really felt like welcomed, and so it just kind of clicked. It went and synchronized really well with me, and I love seeing everybody every day. My gosh, you guys are awesome over
Yeah,
here.
thank you. I mean, I feel like I can kind of agree that like when you would probably know better than I do. You're in Starbucks quite a bit, Julia, but I feel like compared to La Penta up there and Spellman that people commonly call Vitanza Commons, which it's not. It's just Spellman.
Right.
Right.
It's Spellman.
Right.
But
Why is that name even there?
Just
people
work.
call it Vitanza because of the boost staff. But
Oh, okay.
anyway, I feel like when you compare the three spots where people can get food on campus, I feel like Spellman, like you said it, you're just waiting in line for like 10 hours and it's just a
Yep.
negative experience.
A very negative
Yeah.
experience.
La Penta
actually.
upstairs, and y'all can hear me. I know that, but like, so I won't go too hard on y'all. But I don't know. It's just not the same. It's not really like they're nice to me, but I've seen them kind of treat other people meanly. I don't know what happened in those situations, but it happened nonetheless. Every time I've been in Starbucks. Every time I've been in Starbucks, whether I'm getting coffee, I'm not getting coffee, but like I'll get like a drink or whatever, whether I'm just getting water or just food. Hi.
Shout out to Casey from Starbucks.
Woo!
She's the best. She's the better one.
Wow.
She's right there.
She's the better one.
But yeah,
we would have had her on.
I mean, the case in point though, she was just dancing behind the camera there. It just kind of shows that you all have such like a positive like environment, and that honestly does like. I mean, I feel like me just saying this doesn't like come off that much, but like it honestly does like just like a positive experience, just like a positive vibe as a whole. It does so much for a student, and like it's
Definitely.
just awesome.
Yeah, because there's like a difference where like students go to hang out. Like I feel like a lot of people are always trying to get the tables at Starbucks because it's just good vibes in there. Like no one's trying to do their homework in like Spellman. I just feel like it's like
Right.
it's like grungy.
It's like
It's like,
grimy.
yeah. Like even in La Penta sometimes I'm not really trying to do my homework in there. So if I'm trying to find a good vibe where I can like run into people I know and I can still get food. I don't really want to go to the library. Like I'm just gonna go to Starbucks, and you'll see me there waiting an hour to get a table. Like I don't care. Like
wait an
I love
hour?
doing my homework in Starbucks.
You'll camp out an hour. So
I will literally camp out an hour. It does not.
where do
feel like
you
an
do you just stand there? Or just like what do
hour. No,
you,
they have like
Yeah.
they still have chairs.
Yeah.
They just don't
okay.
have tables for those chairs.
Gotcha. Okay, I thought you're
Right.
just like standing there in like the waiting area, just like
That'd be pretty
Sometimes I really try to like. If I have to go back to my dorm, I really try to leave my bag on the table, but people just sit there anyway. I swear, people at this school have the nerve. If they have one thing, it's really the nerve. Yes.
the nerve.
Kevin is just going to be too nice on this show, but this is the Julia show. This is where we flame people. And we brought you on here to roast you.
Nice,
So
I will never say anything bad about you. Kevin.
I appreciate all the love. Wow.
all
Anytime.
love
All love here.
for sure.
Indeed, definitely. Big time.
So, Kevin, if you have one message to send out to our fellow Ionian students
Mhm.
on how to be more positive in their daily life, what would you say?
I think I'd really like to just spread a message of peace, a message of love to one another. At the end of the day, we are all human beings here. When I look at people, I like to ground them onto earth, and they're just like me. They're just like me. Sometimes people are going through things, and even I myself go through things, and so it's easier for me to relate to people when I think of it like that. They're just like you and me. We're just humans. We just it's it's something that really does help me identify more with the individual, even as complete strangers, or I've seen them every now and again, or even as friends. And to really give the support out there to one another. I think that's really important. You never really know what people are going through behind closed doors, behind smiles,
True.
and so you really just want to spread the love, spread the peace, because it takes 2 seconds to be nice to someone, and for that to travel with them, and they hold on to it and they spread it to someone else, and then that person spreads it to someone else. You're creating a domino effect there. But if you're spreading, hate, it takes longer. It takes longer to spread that hate, because you try to really bring someone down. And when you're spreading that, and it's also going to create a domino effect, that person's going to carry that hate with them. They're going to bring it on to someone else and someone else. And at the end of the day, I don't think that's doing anyone any good.
Right. I
Absolutely.
definitely think it's important to remember that it's very easy to stay negative. Like, it's really easy to fall into that trap and just think that your whole world is crashing down around you, and everyone hates you and you're so negative about everything, and it's really easy to get into a habit of just constantly complaining. So props, like you always say,
Thank you.
props to you for being so positive. It's
Thank you. I
sometimes
appreciate
it's really hard to do that, especially if people are in a situation that they really don't like.
it. Right.
And it takes a lot of strength to get out of that and find the positivity and find the light and stuff that makes them happy in their life.
Yeah.
So it's hard, and it's work, but it's definitely worth it in the end once you end up figuring it out. And we've gone over it on this show, on all the past episodes, how to survive college, how to be happy on your own, how to make friends.
Yeah.
So check out those other episodes
Please do.
if you need help.
After this one,
After this one,
After this one, of
don't leave this
course.
one. It's only gonna get better.
are those comments I see?
Oh my gosh, we have comments and they're not
Wow.
Kevin. Oh, it's Casey.
It's
Casey said, "Hi guys, Kevin, stop."
Wow.
So just like Casey, there's a lot of people that don't like Kevin.
Yeah,
But that's
how did
okay.
you not? What?
And that's what sometimes you can't control that. That's
That is
within
true.
themselves, right?
That's true. Yeah.
Has nothing to do with you sometimes,
Yeah.
Sometimes they hate the world and you just happen to be in their world. You know what I mean?
It's that exterior
It's
thing.
just like that. So you
Indeed.
can't take it personally.
Yeah.
Just gotta do you, live your life.
Indeed,
That's
indeed.
all
Yeah.
you can do.
Yeah, it's all you can do. At
And
this point.
if someone doesn't like you,
Yeah.
go fly a kite.
Yeah, you go fly. a kite.
Mission consistent.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's I don't know what the other version of
Go
that is.
fly a kite.
Go fly a
Wow.
kite.
Nice.
Kites are
So-
fun though. I will say kites are pretty sweet.
Yeah, pretty
So,
fun,
yeah. So Kevin, while you're on the show, what are some of your favorite moments this year of being in Starbucks with we'll do with me being in there.
Okay.
Okay.
I would say
Come on, it's the Julia show.
that is true. That is true.
Okay.
I would say just being able to connect with you, have conversations when I'm on my break, or you're just relaxing and I feel like bothering you, to just see what's up, catch up. And that's just been a lot of fun, and there's a lot of insight that comes through both ways, and I think that's really fun. Definitely.
It's awesome. That's awesome to
Yeah.
hear.
It's
I don't know,
awesome.
It's awesome.
And, chocolate chip cookies. Chocolate chip cookies.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you know me, that's my favorite food.
It is,
Get it
is.
every single day at Starbucks.
They have cookies at Starbucks.
We do.
Did not know that.
Big props. Chocolate chip cookies.
You have to get
Starbucks.
one.
I'll have to.
They're
I'll have to do
actually
it.
amazing.
Yeah, I'm assuming y'all are closed now, right? Or
No, we're still open.
What time
We're
y'all
still
close?
open. We're closing at 9. Yeah.
Shout out,
I'll have-
Starbucks is still open.
I'll
If
have
you want a
to. I'll have to
cookie,
stop by tomorrow,
Shout
maybe.
out
Go
to
get
Casey
one.
and Chris. They're over there
Yeah.
right now. Big shout
definitely
out.
have Casey make your cookie though.
Yeah.
I've got to say a funny story though. Okay,
Okay.
a really funny, multiple stories actually.
We'll let these
Don't
go.
worry. I really don't want to. I didn't want to roast you
Oh, it's
today,
all right.
but I have to.
Nice.
So, how easy do you think it is to mess up a chocolate chip cookie? You know,
I mean, as someone
it's
that,
already made. You just gotta warm it up. Like how you know,
I mean,
how
as so,
hard is
I
it
mean,
to
I
mess that up?
I baked last week for the
Oh, I
for the
remember
yeah, for the
that.
bake sale. By the way,
Okay.
before raised $180 for Women's International Media
That's amazing. Wow.
Media Foundation. So thank you.
Nice
all.
job.
Thank you, thank
Nice
you.
job making the world a better place.
Thank you. Couldn't have done it without the ICTV and the IONA Awards. But
Yeah, big shout out.
with that being said, the experience, I feel like it's harder than you think to mess up a cookie.
It's true.
I feel like it's a little harder than you think. Like,
Yeah.
I
no,
mean,
no, it's hard to mess it up.
no, it's like harder to like. It's easier to mess up than you think.
Okay.
Okay, I said that wrong.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
no.
hard. It's kind of
It's nice. Always on my
Disagree.
side.
So let's put this into perspective.
okay. Let me hear the context of this, and then I'll
We'll put this in perspective. So it's the cookie's already made and it's packaged. All you have to do is open the package, stick it in the oven that's already running.
Yep, yep.
You know, it's a mini oven.
Yep.
And you do that for the same amount of time for each cookie.
Yep. Yep.
And then you take it out, you put it in a bag, and you just give it to the customer, right?
I,
Just like that.
So
I
let's
feel like I know. where
out
this
of
is
all the
going.
cookies I've gotten, okay,
Yep.
I'd have to say 75% of them I've had to give back. And every
What?
time I've had to give them back, Kevin's always made them.
What? Why did you give him back?
Okay, I'll give you examples.
Okay.
One time it literally was raw. It was literally cookie dough.
That's
it
awesome. What do you
was-
think?
Thank you, thank
No,
you,
it
thank
was
you.
no.
Shout out to Cookie.
No, one time it was raw. It was literal cookie dough. Wasn't even warm at all. Second time, it was stale. Still wasn't
Okay.
warm.
That's not his like.
It was halfway warmed up.
that was
The
stale.
the
Now,
staleness is kind of hard.
We're
to
gonna talk about the third example.
Okay.
The third example, I definitely think he poisoned it.
No.
Because
no.
It was so salty. It
wasn't
tasted
bitter
like
salty. It wasn't bitter salty.
seawater.
Yeah.
If
How
you
do you-
put seawater in a cookie, it was a seawater cookie. There was no cookiness.
Did you like see him put it in, or did you like?
I watched him do it because
He
this
does
was gonna
always,
be the
like,
third time he would
watch
mess it up.
consistently when
So
he
you
puts
saw
it
him.
in.
So there's nothing. There's maybe
No,
that's not
he
his fault
messed it
then.
up. I watched him mess it up.
Well, you
So
know,
then he gave it to me. I was like, oh my God, this disgusting. How about you try it, Kevin?
I did
So
try it.
so we know it's valid.
I
He
did.
threw up.
Well,
He threw
no, I didn't throw.
He threw it up
Wait,
everywhere,
I
all over the floor, made me clean it up.
False.
Wow.
False.
These are true accusations.
Wow.
So anyway, moving on.
Oh, man.
This has happened multiple times. These are 3 examples. They've all occurred many times.
And Casey's designated cookie cooker.
And every time Casey's made me a cookie, it's come out great. So therefore, if you're going to Starbucks,
And you want
please
a chocolate chip
request
cookie.
that anybody but Kevin
See,
make your chocolate chip cookie.
I think you
What
should
if
give.
you do want me to make it?
Yeah, I was gonna-
it's gonna be bad.
I was gonna say, I think you should give him one more chance before it's all said and done.
There we go.
If you give it to me for free, I'll
Before
give
it's
you
messed
one more
around.
chance.
That's fair enough.
Okay.
I'm probably gonna have to give it back anyway.
Jeez.
Customer's always right, so you can't really argue with me.
That's
That
the
is
worst.
true.
It's true, but it's the worst thing ever. I mean, I work at Jersey Mike's back at home during the winters and summers.
Jersey Mike's.
Jersey Mike's, and the amount of customer argument, not arguments, but like the amount of times where like customer just be like, I didn't like
Right,
it like this,
yeah,
even though I made what they wanted. They're just like, I don't know.
Yep.
It's a rough scene out here for us food
I
makers.
get that.
You
But I
know,
do agree.
not to roast you again or anything,
nice,
but
nice.
I do tend to get the same coffee order every time I go to Starbucks.
It's true. I do know that about you.
And it's never messed up because it's an official coffee order. It's just the brown sugar oat milk shake and espresso. Sorry to be basic, but it's really good.
Apparently, I've been told it's really
So, yeah, it's good.
good. I've never-
So every time everybody but Kevin makes it, the one time Kevin made it for me, I had to give it back.
What was
It
wrong with
was so awful.
it? Well,
It
this-
was just straight espresso, no brown sugar, no oat
brown
milk,
sugar, no oat milk.
no shaken,
Did you
just espresso.
No.
did you put stuff? I guess it was just light,
No,
maybe.
it was just ice and espresso.
It's
I literally puked in the trash can
No.
Oh my god.
of Starbucks.
That-
Her friends are in touch with her drinks and her cookies, and so I just kind of let Casey handle that. And yeah,
That's
Okay.
shout out to Casey. Big props, Casey.
Um. Anyway, Yeah, so I definitely recommend the only thing you should have Kevin make is your positivity.
Oh,
There.
No, Kevin, I'm sure.
There you
Kev-
go.
I'll
Or
give
maybe
you-
tea.
Oh wow, thanks.
You know,
Yeah.
actually no, I got tea yesterday and
Ah.
you had to fix it,
that was
right?
good though. That was good.
Right?
I mean,
Yeah.
you got to, if you had to fix it, then that means he realized, oh wait, this isn't run right. He knew to make the adjustment.
You see?
Well, I brought
That's
it back.
awareness.
No, well, well, I made him
Stop
aware.
Oh, that's
It's okay. Actually, you know what? If Starbucks Chartwells is listening to this, Kevin is a great barista
Oh, thank you.
or barista.
Yeah,
you're-
Barista him.
Barista him, what?
Barista him.
That's pretty good. I like that. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, you know what? I'm just one person.
Oh yeah.
Unless people are gonna come out in the comments and
It's
be
like,
like,
yeah,
you know
Kevin
what?
did-
Me too.
Wow.
What?
I'd
I'll have
love
to try.
to
You know what,
expose.
Kevin? I'll try a cookie at some. I'll try a
Oh,
cookie.
thanks, man.
No problem. No problem.
Yeah,
I'll
I'd like
that,
to see
yeah.
how that goes.
I'll try a cookie. I am a harsh cookie critic.
Okay.
There's two foods that I'm very critical on. That's pizza and cookies.
Fair enough.
So
Really?
Fair enough.
I'm very critical. More so pizza than cookies, but
I
like
respect pizza.
appreciate it.
Like the two most like made foods.
I'm very critical about it.
Yeah.
Really?
You have to be.
Pizza goes far.
Why?
Pizza-
Okay, so what are you so critical about with pizza? Like what? Why?
Well, first of all, I want to be clear too. The worst slice of pizza that you'll ever have is still good. It's still like a good in comparison to other foods. Like I'd rather have like a bad slice of pizza.
Unless
than,
Kevin
like,
makes it, but
I
but
trust
yeah.
Kevin. I think Kevin can whip up a pie. So yeah, if Kevin can do it. But you seem to doubt Kevin's abilities.
I would do it from scratch. when I
I've
worked
given him
upstairs,
too many
yeah.
chances.
It's
Okay.
a different food group.
A little bit of everything.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm
Chicken
sure you make.
quesadilla, I got you.
Yeah. He did make great. He
Burger, I
did make
got
great
you,
quesadillas when he was up there back in the day.
Respectfully, no.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
You made some good quesadillas. I'm telling you.
No,
You
definitely.
you missed out on those quesadilla days,
You
but
I definitely missed out.
you
on
did. He
those
made good
days.
ones. I'm
Chicken and
telling you the
cheese
truth.
quesadillas, sometimes
Yeah.
put bacon in there.
Totally.
Exactly. Wow. You don't.
Yeah.
Wow. You're-
Wow.
You're gonna have to make one day
Yeah, no,
for.
definitely,
You're gonna have to.
definitely.
I'm good.
You're good. Are you?
I'm good.
Yeah. Okay.
So do you like thin crust?
Yeah, I'm thin crust. So if you have thin
I,
crust,
I
that
had a
plays in my
feeling you
hand.
were a thin crust
Wow.
kind of guy.
Big thin crust guy.
Okay.
I would get thin crust Domino's. Domino's isn't pizza,
Ooh,
by the way. Domino's.
Yeah.
Thin crust from Domino's.
Yeah, I'm a maniac for that. I'm aware.
Oh yeah.
I'm a big maniac.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about you
Yeah.
I
anymore.
used to do handmade pan, but
It's okay. I mean, sometimes I'll go the
Mm-mm.
handmade, but
but I don't mind.
Uh-uh.
I don't
They-
mind thin crust.
w-
No.
yeah. What's wrong with the thin crust? I want to hear.
It's
Your,
just no. It's Domino's. You got to get regular Domino's. The garlic crust.
Oh, the garlic.
I mean,
The,
don't get me
the
wrong.
thick crust.
Don't get me wrong. The regular Domino's is good, but like, I need that crunch, dog. I need it, like the crunch in the.
Dog,
I can
yeah,
hang with that.
no.
I can hang with that. Yeah.
No.
You gotta have the crunch. I mean, people just say I'm getting
eat some
cheesy bread.
chips. You'll
I-
you'll get the crunch.
I don't want the. I don't want the. I want the
Just-
cheese
just
too. I
Eat
can't.
some chips.
Nah.
What do you think you go over? Are you more into like the cheese or sauce?
I feel like the biggest thing for me in terms of judging a pizza, there's that first bite at the top,
Right.
and then there's where you just get a lot of the cheese,
Yeah.
and then there's that part where it's like cheese sauce crust.
Right.
You got to get that corner part.
Yep.
That's the other big one for me. It's like right there. Those are the two biggest spots for me. The middle is like the middle. Like you,
Yeah,
it's-
middle's good.
How do you
But-
feel about Gemelli's pizza?
Gemelli's is the most inconsistent pizza ever.
Really?
Very inconsistent. It's
All they do
Oh,
is
man.
warm it up. Do you get a slice or do you get a whole pizza?
I get a slice.
No. Do you know about like the midnight dollar slices?
Well, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I know,
Those are good.
Wow,
I've known
I
about
didn't
those.
know about that.
Yeah.
Oh, this is good for you.
Yeah, dollar slices.
I've
Dollar
never
slices at
usually get
Gemelli's. Like from what is it from like 9 to 10 or whatever? 9 to
No.
closing.
It's like after 11.
I thought it was like 10 to closing. I don't know.
Or oh, do they close at 10?
That's the pizzeria. I
Then
know
it's
what you're
10.
referring to.
I
Then
think
it's
so. Yeah.
10.
Right.
It's something like that. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, there's two. There's a number one,
Right.
which
Never been there.
a number one bullies me. I'm gonna say that. now.
Really?
A number one bullies me.
You get bullied.
Yeah, I do.
Wow.
I do. I haven't been there in quite some time, but I one time I asked, I was like, "Oh, can I get 1 plain slice and 3 garlic knots?" And they just go, "No," and they just give me the pizza and told me to go. And just
What?
Yeah.
That's
And then
crazy.
so
Did
I'm
they
like,
make
okay.
you pay for the garlic?
No, they
knots?
did. They did. But I was like, oh, okay, I guess they don't have garlic knots. And then like we go there again, and someone else gets garlic. I see someone walking away with garlic knots. I'm just like, are you kidding me?
That's insane.
What?
Wow.
So they bully me.
Wow.
Wow.
And their pizza's not even that good. Like they're consistently.
Tell them that.
No, I
Pizza's
can't
good.
tell them. I
Yeah,
can't
your
cut
pizza's
ties.
not even that good.
Yeah, it's
Even the garlic knots.
like Gemelli's is either very good or very bad.
fair.
What's it called? A number one's consistently below average.
Wow.
Never been, and I
Yeah, man.
will never
It's
Yeah.
good
go.
to think that there's always another pizza spot, you know?
Yes,
There's
there
always
is.
another
That is
pizza
true.
spot to give your business to.
Exactly.
You'd think New York pizza would be good everywhere in New York, but it's
It's not.
not.
Well, I don't
It's a
know.
big
Well, I mean,
stereotype.
I'd say compared in
I got a place in
comparison.
Yonkers that's pretty good.
Yeah. Well,
I
Seriously?
New
I'd-
Rochelle pizza.
I'd say in comparison
Bad.
to other places across the country, I'd like Gemelli's would be the best place in the entire state in like Nebraska.
Oh,
Okay.
really?
Yeah.
I would say that. Like
Wow.
I don't know how Rhode Island pizza is, but like
Unless someone's watching from Nebraska and says
he
otherwise.
says no Rhode Island pizza is good.
Yeah.
He's lying.
He's lying.
Wow.
When you get on here, I'm asking you about Canadian
He's
pizza.
lying.
You gotta
Rhode
let me know
Island
about Canadian
pizza is burnt and crusty,
Wow.
and there's
Wow.
no sauce. It's
Wow.
just cheese and black crust.
Wow, my goodness.
You're getting accused of being fake.
That is quite impressive.
You know,
Yeah,
it's
you-
burnt.
In Yonkers, we have Gino's pizza.
I gotta keep my composure on my own show, but
Yeah.
he's gonna feel the pain.
Off
After
the
this.
air. Off the
Off
air.
the air.
Off the air. He will
Mission
feel the wrath.
consistent.
Yes.
Beep,
Big
beep.
shout out,
Yeah.
South Broadway.
Beep.
Oh my gosh.
My
I think
gosh.
there's one top
Yeah.
pizzeria like in Westchester.
Yeah, I think what was it? You saying? I was gonna say
Gino's.
I was gonna say Johnny's Pizzeria.
Johnny's.
That's in Mount Vernon. That's like 15 minutes from
Oh,
here.
okay.
That place that's the best pizza I've ever had. That's not the 10 standard, but like that's
Right.
that's the best pizza I've had.
Okay. We gotta go to Gino's sometime.
We will.
Definitely
We'll
not.
have to. We'll have to.
Indeed. It's really good.
So back to the other conversation.
Right, of course.
No, you don't know what I'm going to say.
Bouncing back.
You
I
have
heard
to
that's
you
the
have
thing.
to be honest here. This
Yeah.
is the last show.
Oh no, definitely. my
Have
God.
to be honest.
Yeah.
Dunkin' or Starbucks?
Wow.
Wow.
You have to be honest.
This is
Let's
incredible
see.
journalism, but he's just
I have
answering
a
it
theory.
perfectly.
Let's see.
I think you're good. I think you can't say that it's Dunkin' because if it was really Starbucks, you would have said Starbucks.
This is true. But I
Ooh.
think that for me, it's like I
Ooh.
wouldn't really walk into either. Like there's not a
Oh,
deciding factor.
he
This
doesn't
is-
like either of them.
This is great answering by Kevin.
I wouldn't really like.
This is,
if it was up to me. I
What's the
wouldn't,
word?
you know.
Public relations.
PR.
This is PR in
is
the
it not-
works.
I'd say PR, but
Personal
I'd also
relations.
say like media training. This is like
Sure. Right. He,
Like,
he had to do media training
Yes,
for
this is
Iona Starbucks.
perfect for
but
Kevin.
if I like had to choose, I would prefer coming over to Starbucks, specifically here. Like
Okay.
like I would just come in on my day off just to catch up.
Yeah,
with
hang
everyone
out.
and seeing everyone, and not really get a drink, just have a cup of water. But
Well,
Just to say
It's a
hi
great
to
place to
every
be,
single
definitely.
person.
I mean, that's what I usually do. I don't get the cup of water. I usually just get the bottle. I didn't. How is the cup of? How much is a cup of water?
well, a cup of water. is
It's
usually 20
none.
cents.
It's
What?
20.
Yeah,
All right, all
That
right.
was
usually
free.
20 cents. No, it's usually 20 cents. It depends. If
Oh,
it's
do I
busy
just
or
get it
not.
for free?
No, it depends. If it's really busy, then it's just like, oh yeah. But normally,
Usually when
20
it's not
cents.
busy,
Yeah.
I
If
get
it's
it for
not
free.
busy-
So Kevin's profiting
Wow.
off
Wow.
of your
How
20
so?
cents.
Wow, snitch?
water.
Are you snitching on
How
Kevin?
so?
Kevin's clearly profiting because a cup of water is free.
No, I
At
think it's
Starbucks.
because- It's because of the cup. They actually charge for the cup. Yeah,
Yeah, but
The
if I
whole-
ask you
the
for
whole
a
thing.
cup, you're gonna charge me 20 cents.
it's science.
You're gonna
Yeah.
put it in your pocket.
No,
Wow.
It's Kevin.
Most people
Kevin is
just swipe.
profiting when
I think
people
that was-
are parched.
No, that was. My
I've
first
never
semester.
seen
The
anybody.
that was his first
Yeah, my
semester.
first
Excuse me.
semester.
I have never seen anybody pay 20 cents
Well,
for a
again,
cup of
that was
water.
definitely my first semester. It was
It's absurd.
Oh, okay, it was like kind of drilled in my mind. Hey, it's 20 cents, and then it was like, oh, it's busy. Just the water. All right, the water. Yeah. and I was
Yeah.
like, okay.
See, I don't think that applies
Yeah.
this year.
Well, now we get really good business here. My gosh, today was very busy.
Yeah.
They just finished up the construction.
Yeah, so
over
like if
there.
it was like flying down, like
Yeah.
yesterday was brutal. I had to go down here yesterday, and I had to go around. And actually,
The
Julia,
whole
you
journey.
saw me. So when you saw me coming in, 5 minutes before that happened, a bird pooped on me.
Wow.
Ew.
Yeah.
Today?
No, yesterday. Ew.
Ew.
It was brutal.
Wow.
It was awful. It was
So you never know what people
My
are going
gosh.
through.
yeah, like
Yeah,
it was
definitely.
it was such a rough moment because like I saw my friend, so I gave him like a
Oh.
high five or whatever.
On your head?
No, just, like, on the shoulder.
Ew,
on the
that
shoulder,
sucks.
and like as like we heard the clap of like the high five, just and he goes, "Yo, I think a bird just kind of just like, yep,
Oh man.
Yeah.
awful."
No way.
Ew.
It was, but
Just got a sandy wipe and just wipe.
I didn't have a I went to the bathroom, washed my hands, and like
And then
doubt
a
like
little
I
bit doused
yeah, like
soap
I
there.
doused like soap on a napkin,
And
just
just- yeah,
rubbed it there, and just
That
like
would be
Ugh.
the trick. That would be the trick.
it didn't.
I would have just thrown the shirt away.
Yeah, it's currently in the laundry.
He's currently wearing it.
yes, wear it twice, you know.
Oh my gosh.
My
I
God.
can only say that's happened to me one time
Wow.
at the beach though.
Wow.
And then it took my sandwich out of my hands
That's just dumb. It's just
Wow.
no
after
sportsmanship.
it pooped on me.
My
That's
goodness.
horrible.
That is
So,
seagulls.
You know,
Seagulls-
animals don't really like me though, so I'm kind of used to it.
Seagulls for you.
Seagulls are a different breed. It's just mean and rude.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
they
they're
will
just
like you can
annoying.
like have like one singular chip and you'll have like 40 of them over you.
Yeah,
It's
they're very annoying.
It's pretty funny.
it's hard. Like we had like one time like my brother lay down with like one singular French fry like on his chest or whatever, and then like 30 of them just like flew down and just like
Oh
started
my
like
It's
god.
crazy.
it was
You start
terrifying.
nipping away.
They start going at it and it's just
Definitely. My gosh.
I've been at the beach and I leave to go swim and they're all in my bag. Like they're poking
Wow.
through
Oh
my
my
bag.
God,
They're all
that's-
Wow.
like all of them. There has to be like 15 on my towel.
Oh
And
my
I'm like,
gosh.
come on, I left the Cheez-Its open.
no manners.
Come on.
Yep.
No manners.
No mercy at
No
all.
mercies.
They
We
are
actually-
characters.
Our other guests over there, we
Indeed.
all went on a walk to the Beachmont Lake.
Oh, wow.
and
It's a nice
They're-
lake. It's a nice area.
It is a nice lake,
Very
yeah, and the
peaceful.
neighborhoods walking through there are very nice too. There was a lot of geese, like just surrounding the lake, and there was one with a bunch of little geeselings.
Aw, that's so
little
cute.
little I don't do you call them geeselings or
Yeah.
ducklings? I
Like,
don't know, but
yeah.
Did look
they
like
were
ducklings?
so cute. They looked like bigger ducklings. Like they had to be like
Really. I don't
teenage birds.
think I've
Teenage
ever
birds.
seen baby
They had to be
geese.
teen
Wow.
little teen birds.
Aw.
But yeah, and then we were sitting on this bench and this one was definitely a little cuckoo in the head,
Yeah.
and it was just like coming right up to us and almost started like pecking at my shoe.
Wow.
It was just like eating its own poop.
Oh.
Can't, sorry for the
No.
visuals.
The worst part is like you can't even like shoo it away because like if you shoo
No,
it away,
then it'll-
mama duck's
Right.
gonna just go over and
Yeah,
just
no,
like,
definitely.
what are you doing to my
It's
kid?
just gonna, poop on you too.
Yeah.
But that was definitely like the black sheep of the herd.
Yeah.
All the other ones were in the water. It was just like a Nimrod, like walking around,
Aw, just having fun.
Uh,
That's pretty
Yeah,
cool. That's
they're
pretty cute, though.
gross. They're-
Yeah, but
I'm not a bird lover.
Wow,
Sorry.
they're so tiny. You
I don't-
have
I
ducklings?
don't
You
like.
don't know where they've been. They roll around in their own.
You guys
poop.
never did like ducklings when you were like elementary school?
No, we
Or
did,
baby
but, like-
chicks?
Yeah, I did. I didn't like that either.
What?
I like ducks.
I wanted to eat them.
uh,
Wow.
Ah, jeez.
Wow.
I was like omelets.
Omelets.
Wow.
Yes. I mean, we did. I like ducks. I like ducks are cool.
That's
Most
pretty
birds
cool.
are pretty cool.
They swim.
Pigeons are.
No,
eh.
don't even say anything about pigeons.
Yeah, I don't like pigeons. That's just-
Flying rats.
Jeez.
Nah, pigeons are
I
cool.
geese I'm not
You
a
know what?
fan of. Geese are just mean.
Geese are mean. Seagulls are annoying.
Yeah, seagulls are annoying.
I feel like Kevin would be, one with the birds. I feel like you'd be friends.
I say
with
most
the
of them,
birds.
most of them don't bother me. Like most of the time, like most of the time they're just kind of just walking around, flying around when they're not pooping on my
enjoy it.
shoulder.
I
Yeah.
enjoy
But
waking up and hearing the birds. You know?
Yeah, it's
Mm,
nice.
I like
Seeing
hearing them.
fly
I don't
around.
like seeing them. I
You
feel
ever
like
seen them?
they can sense when you don't like them and they target
Oh,
you.
I never got that.
I mean,
Unless
actually,
they're spies from the government.
that
you know
that is
that
also
theory?
true. That is a theory.
Does anyone know that Birds are the
Birds are the
spies
bourgeoisie,
from the
yeah.
government.
Yes, they are.
They're not real.
They
Is
don't
that light
exist.
always on?
Which one?
Sorry, that one like right there.
I think so. I mean, half of these go out every now and
If that
then.
was off, I wouldn't be able to see.
I wouldn't have. We'll check in real time. We'll check it.
Maybe this one went off or
Yeah.
something.
We're gonna. I guess
Anyway.
we'll check the footage.
The show must go on.
The show
Indeed,
must.
indeed.
So anyway. So
So,
about Starbucks, okay? We've already got it clear. Kevin doesn't like Starbucks or Dunkin', but
let the record show I love. So.
okay, he loves Starbucks, but maybe he wouldn't choose to necessarily
I
eat
wouldn't-
there.
I wouldn't happen any other way.
But if you had to choose your favorite thing on the menu, what would it have to be?
In terms of drinks or terms of food, like, or you
Okay,
want like a
both.
package deal?
If you're
Okay.
gonna do your own little happy meal,
my own little happy meal. That's a good one. I usually go with water, and if not water, then water with a splash of passion tea on top. But I just started getting into this drink that I started making. It's like passion tea. I usually don't drink the drinks there, but it would be passion tea, peach, a little bit of lemonade, and 2 pumps of raspberry. I don't know why. It just does its own thing and it works.
It's a good drink.
Mm.
Yeah. I would name it, but sometimes
The Kevin,
Okay,
the Kevin
food.
special.
it takes too
food,
much.
favorite
The
food.
Kevin special. There you go.
Food.
Maybe I'll get that.
You can't go wrong with turkey pesto panini. I feel like that one's just really good. My gosh, you like turkey, you like pesto, you like. I think there's spinach and tomatoes in there. Just all kind of works.
There you go.
I would die if I ate pesto.
Okay.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
You
So
cannot try that. But if I had to name something that you could eat, I would say can't go wrong with a.
he's
double
gonna say the
smoked bacon.
pesto.
No.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong with a double smoked bacon. My gosh, it's
Yeah.
like a bacon, egg, and cheese.
Yeah,
The Gouda.
That the
What's
that,
the
that
Gouda
thing,
one?
That thing is pretty good. I think I
Bacon
think I
Gouda.
got something here during the event. I walked over and got a. I forget what it was. It's like a bacon, egg, and cheese. I thought it was gonna be in croissant, but they don't do that. Is it something? But it's pretty darn good.
Was it a smaller bread?
Yeah, it was.
So that would be a bacon Gouda. Bacon,
That-
egg, cheese, bacon Gouda. Yeah,
Those are really good. I'm a
they
fan.
are really good.
I'm
They
a
are
fan of
really
that.
tiny though. Like
They are, but
if I could probably eat like 2 of them to equal 1 of them.
yeah, and like I don't know, but it got the job. It gets the job done. Like
Yeah,
I
it
was,
definitely does,
I was happy with the result of it. Like it filled my need. And then
exactly.
so what is your this is your show. So what is your go-to, I guess, Starbucks quote unquote happy meal?
My Starbucks happy meal. I mean, I have so many.
Just seeing
I have
seeing
so
him just
many.
make faces.
Don't let the distractions
I can't. It's
get to you. Sorry, everyone. We have some crazy people out the window on our show. Not that window, it's the other one. Anyway, my
Thanks.
favorite happy meal at Starbucks. I would say my favorite
I
combination.
can't help it. They're freaking like they're doing like a WWE performance.
if you guys are gonna have your turn, Yeah. Anyway, so my happy meal is a butter croissant, brown sugar, shaken espresso. Done.
That's good. I'm
In the summer though, peach green iced tea, still butter croissant. That is solid.
I'm a big croissant guy.
Yeah.
So I rock with that.
But they're so small.
They are. That's the one thing. But I would say that's the one thing I would give the Spellman croissants. But it's also like
Are they
double.
good?
They're kind of
They're bigger.
mid, but like they're bigger.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
they're
can
bigger.
I bring a Spellman croissant to Starbucks and you guys warm that up for me
Yeah, just throw it in the oven, man.
That's it.
for free?
Yeah, I'm just throwing it in.
Down.
There you go. Perfect. I mean, the
Down.
croissant itself is kind of mid, but like it's bigger.
Oh yeah.
So,
So
Bigger
you
croissant.
get more for your buck.
but
You know
it's-
something? Back to what we were saying a few episodes ago about exposing Iona
Iona,
dining
yes.
halls. You know what happened to me today?
What happened?
I tried to do a nice thing. It's the end of the year. You'd think that they would cut some of these kids some slack. I'm talking about Spellman. So if La Penta is listening to me right now,
Don't
this
do-
does not apply to you. So I was in Spellman today. My friends are visiting me from Rhode Island. I've got 3 of them here. I have to feed them. So I brought them to the dining hall. And I swipe them all. I give them all my meal
Yeah.
swipes because I have like 80
Oh,
left.
don't tell me it used the swipes.
So listen to this. I have 0 Chartwell points. I have 0 Flex points. And if you guys don't know what this is, Flex is off campus. So I have $0 for off campus. I have $0 for Chartwell's, which is just Starbucks. And you can use those points in the dining hall if you want, but I like to use my meal swipes. I have like 80 of them. So I use them on them and I use them on me. And after my class at 3:30, I go back just to literally get some chocolate pudding. All I wanted was pudding. And she was like, "You have no swipes left." Are you kidding me? I was
Yeah.
like, the silence
Can
was
we
too loud.
expose who's at the register here?
I don't know. She's Casey's friend, so
Expose her.
She's my friend too.
she's a nice. Well, you don't
She's a
even
nice
know who
lady.
she
I
is.
do know who she is.
Oh, it
Who?
depends because
I
well,
know.
if
No, you
it's-
don't.
I do.
You don't.
I
I've,
do.
if it's who I think it is, then I'm extremely shocked that she of all people would do that.
It's not. It's not. Because all the other ones always give me a free pass if my card's not working. They're like, just take it, it's fine. But this one is very technical about the swipes.
Is
you
it?
know?
It's,
I was like, girl, chocolate pudding. That's all. She was like,
So
no swipes left.
yeah, it's a whole thing because the swipes are a whole meal. So you know the way that
Yeah, but
whole
a
system
swipe could have
works.
worked for that.
the name doesn't start with J, right?
We'll tell you off air.
Oh no!
No
Don't
way.
tell me. No
Okay.
way it was her.
I like the
What?
little
Yeah,
sign.
it was.
Oh my! Last person I
Yeah,
would have seen.
but
that.
it's okay. I was nice, but I just stood there in silence for about 10 seconds,
Nice.
Like,
making her feel guilty.
No,
All I wanted was some chocolate pudding after my class, and I couldn't get that.
sometimes.
And now I have no swipes left for this week.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
Most
for the
people
whole
wait
week.
for
I mean, I got sick. I'm out off campus. On campus, I have $62 for the next 3 weeks.
Oh
Wow.
shoot! I just realized it's a Wednesday,
Yeah.
and I can't even get food in the dining hall all week.
Oh.
Wow, that's pretty awesome.
Excuse me?
Yeah, not bad. That's not bad at all. I mean, you know, you can kind of like plan around it and figure something else around it. But I feel like it's
Kevin,
a whole-
Kevin, I'm on your side for everything, but this is
I
kind
don't
this is
think
kind
you
of rough.
understood what I said.
No, she can't eat.
I
She
have
can't pay
nothing.
for meals.
I can't eat
She
the
can't
rest
pay,
of this week.
Yeah, she can't pay for meals right now unless you pay with cash. But you're not gonna pay cash at the dining hall.
I'm not
Why?
because it's way more expensive.
It's way more
Ah.
expensive, and honestly, yeah, LaPenta and Spell, you can hear me. The quality is just not worth the money.
Yeah.
Wow. So, I don't know. What do you think about that?
I don't-
what?
What do you think
I'm
about that?
sorry.
I
I am
can only-
lost.
I can
What do
only
I think about
understand a
that?
portion of how that.
I
system
really,
works.
hangry is probably the most radical of all the moods that I have, and I really
Yeah,
don't.
you've talked about this on the show before.
I
being
don't. I
hangry.
don't want to bring it out on you right now, but
enough.
food is very important to me,
Uh-huh.
and not having it for a week
So
is detrimental.
I don't get it. You only use it 3 times. Oh, so if you used it,
So I think it's what is it like a week? I think it's like a weekly limit. So
So, yeah.
I think the last
Mhm.
you used like their last 4 of them or whatever to get her friends, which very very nice of you to
That's
do.
very kind of you. Big props.
Big
shout out.
props because I
Thank
mean
you.
I commend you for that. I'm not making my friends pay for this nonsense either. But the other thing is that so now she for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and it resets on Sunday.
Yep.
So it resets on so for the next 3 days, she's gonna have to either starve or spend real life money.
And
Wow,
I'm a
even-
college
but even
student.
at the end of the semester, you don't. There's nothing like.
I don't have a lot of real life money.
Yeah, that's
So-
kind of that's the point. So she
Wow.
yeah. I mean, what you could do is you could you could you could go to there's a cheap corner spot down where Chicken Joe's is.
Ugh.
No, it's good. I had it yesterday.
So sketchy.
I had it yesterday. It's
so
pretty good.
sketch.
And it is
You're gonna get
sketch.
salmonella.
No, I will. For I guess I asked for chicken fingers because there's a deli spot by my internship that has chicken fingers. So I thought they had chicken fingers too. He just gave me wings, which I was just like, okay, I'll take it.
It's not bad.
It's not the wings were kind of not great, but
Not great.
you can get chicken and
Yeah.
rice or whatever, and that's pretty
Yeah.
good.
You know what?
It's
maybe.
pretty. It's cheap.
Do you
It's-
understand now?
Yeah,
I do now.
yeah.
So you pretty much used up your meal swipes. So for those days,
For the
you have
whole
to kind
week.
of just figure out what else to eat.
I
It's
have-
Wednesday.
I have another idea too.
It's literally
You
Wednesday.
could go to that same corner spot, pick up a box of cereal. Boom, done. That's your breakfast. For lunch and dinner, just go get a loaf of bread, and
Oh.
then
I have an even better idea.
What?
The food pantry.
the food pantry.
There is an Iona food pantry for the kids that are starving at this school.
That's pretty cool.
Oh wait, was that collect? When did they start that?
They put it out last week. They're like For all you starving kids with 0 meal swipes left,
Really?
come to the food pantry. It's in Dorley Hall. I actually went, and I got a little mini thing of Frosted Flakes, but they tasted really bad.
It's probably like
Wow.
old frosted flakes.
Yeah, I think I'll go. I'll go. You know what? I have peanut butter,
The-
and I have
Can't you not? I thought you couldn't have peanut butter.
no. I can have peanut butter. I just can't have tree nuts.
Oh, okay. So then yeah, you can just
Those
go
are
get
different.
some bread. Get some. You have peanut butter already. There's you have 2 peanut butter sandwiches and some cereal. That'll get you through the week.
Wow.
That'll
There's a
make me
A whole nother
hate
side of
peanut
things.
butter forever.
Then
But-
get some cold cuts too. He's
Cold
knocking on the
cuts.
window.
Anyway,
Oh,
so
he's saying time.
so
but-
we're wrapping
Yeah.
up this segment right now.
Yeah, but we can go longer. We can go longer today.
Right.
All right.
We're gonna wrap up this segment right now with Kevin.
Oh my
So
gosh.
thank you so much
I wanna
for
say
joining our show.
Thank you for having me. It was a great time being here. I appreciate being a part of this whole, creative process here, and just being able to see how everything's set up behind the scenes
Yeah.
is always really interesting to me.
Yeah.
I apologize for not understanding your point.
No,
of not
it's-
being
it's
able to,
okay.
eat
I'm
the
very
rest of the
passionate
week.
about the food topic. So
Yeah,
Well-
no, I get it now. But I'd like to help and figure out something of how we can.
Yeah, and I'm sure Kevin can hook you up too
Yeah.
at Starbucks too. Honest, I'm sure the Starbucks
Well,
crew
I'll
can.
make some food. Out
Yeah,
of it
they-
or something.
They can mess up an order in quotes.
yeah,
And say,
you know,
oh, we were
Kevin
gonna,
doesn't
we can't.
do that though.
I don't, but at the end of the day, I wouldn't want you, starving out here.
Yeah.
So
He would.
we'll figure something out.
Well,
That's all.
He would.
I mean, I'd also-
Anyway.
I mean, all jokes aside, you are a very positive person on this campus, and
Yes.
everyone does love you and
I
appreciates
appreciate it, guys.
everything that you do for this campus.
Yes,
Thank you.
I agree with Danny. Even though you want me to starve for the week, I do agree. You're a pretty good person.
Thank you.
Aw.
I appreciate you guys very much, and thank you for having me. My gosh,
Of course.
Anytime. All right.
Thank you.
So
I'm gonna
So-
go.
so we got.
right now.
Should I,
Yes,
do you
now-
want me? Do you want me to get out too, so you can talk to your friends, or
No, you can stay.
okay?
You can stay.
Oh,
Please
you're
do
doing
what
like. Do you want to do a continuous stream, or do you want to do
Yeah,
like?
we'll do continuous.
Okay, so yeah, keep it going. Then we'll rotate out.
Bye, Kevin.
See you,
Thank
Kevin.
you so much for joining our show. Now, bye, Kevin.
Hey, happy
ya.
Wednesday.
Happy
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 Wednesday. Thank you so much for joining our show, Kevin. Now,
All
we
right,
are going to
Hey, we gotta-
introduce.
we got to figure this out. How many are there? It's
There's 3 of them.
Okay, so we need 2 chairs. Okay, 1 second.
2 chairs.
I'll
Okay.
take that one, I'll figure it out.
Now we're going to introduce a few of my friends from home. Michael, sit over here. Sure.
Sit on your lap. Don't worry.
All right. So we are on air.
My first thing I say.
Okay. Thank you, Kevin. Oh, that's not Kevin. That's not-
I guess we'll have to.
Michael, come over here.
So
So,
sorry. Yeah.
so I'll go over here.
That chair over here.
I'm gonna make this
So-
highlights every.
so-
Oh, I know. That's fine.
So this has got to be
Here, wait. This is a smaller chair. This is a smaller chair.
Oh, sorry.
This is a smaller chair.
yeah. There you go.
This is
This
kind of a-
definitely has to be a record of live guests on the Julia Show.
I mean, outside of special events, this is the most guests on any show.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Just
We had
remind me
like
of that.
6 or 7 in here for the event last week, but in terms of not event, this has to be a record. So, well,
So-
congrats, Julie. That's 2 records for you now.
Thanks. You know, maybe we'll make it 3. We'll make this the longest show.
Well, I mean, the
Maybe we'll do
longest show
that.
is technically 6 hours now.
What?
The live stream was 6 hours straight. We went from 12 to 6.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So but again,
Yeah.
not including events. longest
We'll
show.
do it.
Long- 6 hours stream. We'll go to
We'll make it happen. So So hello to all of our 3 viewers out there. Thank you for watching. This is a very special part of this, segment, part of the show. We've got some 3 unfamiliar faces here. 2 of them look the same. Just like introduce yourself, starting from the back.
Hi guys, my name is Joey
Joey what?
Vento. That's
Joey Vento.
I'm Bella Naughton.
And I'm Michael Vento.
So
Yep.
yeah.
Michael Vento.
So Michael, if you have to put Michael in, a few words, it's definitely Ariana Grande spirit animal. I would say if there's somebody that embodies Ariana Grande, it's definitely Michael Vento.
I was gonna say too, y'all are putting on quite the performance. That was so
Right.
funny.
We put on a good show.
If you got annoyed from
Really
us
good
being
show.
distracted in the last segment with Kevin, it was because of these people. So, but you know what's crazy?
We're fun.
It's really crazy because I think these people watch my show every week. I think, they say they do. I'll take their word for it.
I've never
Probably
heard
not
that.
Bella. And now they're on the show. They traveled all the way from Rhode Island to be on the Julia Show finale.
Did y'all have to take the train, or would y'all do?
We drove.
Okay, you drove.
I drove. Yeah.
You
Well, yeah,
told
he-
because she's told me about the train and like
Oh,
the
yeah.
train's
the
horrible.
train is
You
hard.
don't like Amtrak,
I love
Julia?
the train.
I don't like Amtrak. I'm actually very sick of it
I love the train.
because I take it home every weekend. So,
Oh.
and all
I
the,
love taking the train.
Train is fun.
Yeah, it's my peaceful time.
yeah, not for me.
Hmm.
Definitely not. But
Are you
You know,
organized?
so I don't know. I would like to start this off with I would say Michael and I here have similar humor. So if you're watching my show and you don't really laugh, there's probably only one person laughing. It's usually Michael, okay? Cuz I just feel like we have a unique sense of humor here. And
We do.
sometimes, I made the Julia Show because I envisioned my life as almost like not like a tragedy rom-com, but just a series of events where the main character is just hated on by everything in the world. But in a funny Yep, but in a very funny way. Like I
Sure.
feel like the most unique things happen to me. And I'm not saying, oh, such bad things happen to me. Like they're funny. Like funny
Yeah.
things happen to me, but they're so unique. And I ask people and I talk to them like, can you relate to this? No, I really can't. So Michael can.
I can.
But nobody else can really relate to the series of events that happened in my life. So that's why I originally named this show the Juliet Show, because there's just nothing else that you could name it.
Can I just say something for the record for all our viewers? Okay, so is that better?
There you
Yeah,
go.
They can hear me now. Okay, good. So back in what was it? 2020, start of pandemic era. You and I don't know why we hadn't hung out a lot before in high school, not as
Mhm.
much. But then during pandemic era, we were stuck in our neighborhoods, couldn't do anything. So we just-
Disclaimer, we all live in the same
we all in
neighborhood.
the same
Oh,
neighborhood.
you're scared. You're really bad. I don't know if you're still in there.
Oh,
Yeah, Kevin's
Kevin's still here. We love Kevin, by the way.
He's coming. He said he's
Such a
coming back.
fan. Okay.
Yeah.
Big Kevin. It's a big Kevin show.
Anyway,
Yes,
Oh, sorry.
continue.
So we all live in the same neighborhood. Yada yada yada. It was pandemic season and we're stuck at home, so all we could do was go on walks. And so Julia and I, we would just go on long walks. There's this long road called Narrow Lane, like right outside of our neighborhood. And let me just say, I think I can proudly say I'm the first person to be on the Julia Show, because we used to have long tangents, like walking down that road. We would spill the beans, spill our lives, spill the tea, everything. Everything that's on the show was on Narrow Lane. Like this show is a continuation of Narrow Lane.
I can account to that. Yes,
So
that's valid.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying I feel like the Julia Show started a long time ago, but now
did,
it's
yeah.
just
It really did.
involving cameras and a microphone. So that's why I wouldn't say a rom-com tragedy. I would say a really funny reality show. Like when you watch the Kardashians, you're like, that's definitely staged. So when you watch my life, you're like, that's so staged. It's not. It's really not. It's really not staged at all. So now let's move on. So we've got a little background from Michael here. Okay. Now Bella and I have known each other since 5th grade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Me and the Ventos, the three of us, we've known each other throughout elementary
Yeah.
school, way
Yeah.
back to like
Your
1st grade.
parents moved into our aunt and uncle's house.
Right. But Bella and I,
That's
we've known
wild.
each other
Yeah,
since the
that's
5th
true.
grade.
yeah.
And I think
A
we
little bit of
just
fourth.
a little bit of 4th, playing soccer at recess, like normal. normal elementary stuff, and yeah, just went from there, riding bikes around the neighborhood. Fun fact, if you've watched my previous shows, we've actually been playing Manhunt from like 5th grade until now. Like we still play Manhunt in the neighborhood.
Mhm.
So that's a fun
Yeah,
fact.
That's awesome.
I would say. I mean, not so much Michael, but but anyway.
I don't want to get dirty.
Anyway,
I have
moving
I
on.
fought for my life during Manhunt. Okay.
How?
Michael's very dramatic when it comes to
No, no,
Manhunt.
I scream a
When he
lot,
slips on a
so-
rock, you hear it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Danny,
Can
do
we
you,
tell the candy falling out of the sky
Oh,
story?
Okay.
Well, I have to
Oh.
hear this now.
Okay.
You want it?
It was Halloween, and so we went. There's this house that states that they have a camera for like watching you. So as we're walking, all of a sudden, all we hear is Michael screaming, "There's candy falling from the sky!"
Okay,
And he starts
okay.
sprinting away.
Fake news. Fake news. Let me explain.
And he starts running
Let me
fast,
explain.
and all of us.
We have several eyewitnesses which can
yeah.
verify Bella's claim,
excuse me.
including myself.
Quiet, okay?
Quiet on set.
Listen to my story. Okay. So this house, how there's always a house in the neighborhood that doesn't have the lights on. Like they're the bummer house. They don't have any candy outside. They're always like they didn't have.
Is this
candy.
on
Yes,
Halloween?
they did.
This
That's
is on
why they had
Halloween
the
night.
cameras.
Okay.
So no. Did they have?
Yes,
They had the
a bowl of
giant-
candy
they-
saying,
they
"Take
had
one,
the
maybe
giant-
But
camera."
the house lights were off. It was a bit of an eerie setting, if
It
I'm
was
not
It
mistaken.
wasn't
No,
even
they had the
dark.
giant Hershey bars. That was like
So,
the house
guess-
to go
yeah,
to.
maybe-
Awesome.
but they said they had a note on the door. It said, "Only take one. Someone's watching you."
No, it's a camera thing. We have a
Or
camera.
someone-
That's
something
all it
like
said.
that. Are
No,
you
it
sure?
didn't it say? No, it said smile. You're on
Or smile,
camera.
you're on
Yeah.
camera. That's what they said
Yeah,
actually.
smile,
Smile, you're on
you're on
something
camera.
about being on camera. And so I was like, oh, that's a bit odd. Like, what a weird thing to post on a door. And so we took our
Even
candy.
though
We
they
had
do
our
it every
we
year.
took our candy and we went on with our merry lives. And I'm walking away. I'm walking past the doorstep, back down the driveway, and all of a sudden I see this. I don't know what it was. Skittles, like a Hershey bar. I couldn't tell you what it was. Maybe it was like a pack, like one Starburst just plopped right in front of me. And I'm scared. I'm like, candy is falling out of the sky. And what I meant by that was I thought there were like teenagers in this house chucking candy at the children. So that was really my warning to all of us.
How old
Like,
were you?
watch out. Oh, I was like, I don't know, 14.
15?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
That was my warning to you guys, though. That watch
He
out,
thought
the
he
candy
was
is
saving our
falling
lives.
out of the sky. The
Oh.
teenagers are chucking it at us. I
You-
thought we were under attack.
But you were a teenager, though.
And it was
Yeah,
only
no,
Joey
no, but-
throwing it
yeah.
from behind.
It was
Michael.
me. I gave him a
Joey,
good
like,
scare. I
tossed
did
it.
not expect that
I
reaction.
flew over my head and down on the ground in front of my face.
It's a pretty funny story.
Michael,
When the teenagers were in the woods with Remember? There was like teenagers that would drink in the woods.
Yeah.
And so
Not
like,
us, but other
Yeah,
teenagers.
yeah.
Yeah, we need to come up with
Disclaimer
a
and
signal. If we
they're
ever
They're
see
PSA. They're
teenagers-
drinking soda.
Yes,
Drinking
they're
soda.
Drinking soda.
Drinking soda.
Very
Okay.
good soda. So, yeah. We did, like, and we were younger than them, so we were like, we need a warning. So like, if anyone sees them, so we make a warning, be like, oh, like the teenagers are here, or something like that. So we're all just building stuff, and then Michael just goes, evacuate, evacuate. And then we're like, what the fuck is we're like, what's going on?
Oh,
He's like,
yeah.
They're here.
Yeah,
And he's
I
screaming
can
from the top
I
of
can
his
testify to
lungs.
this. I did say evacuate.
Okay.
You got the cops to come to our houses because you made a journal with our names in there.
Oh,
Yeah,
my.
'cause, so we were in these woods and we had like the fort club. So we all made like our separate forts. Like you had your fort, I had my fort, Joey had
Yeah,
his
with
fort.
sticks.
And we all with sticks. But
Yeah.
it was a very serious time. It was
We were very serious
was-
about
yeah,
our neighborhood.
the 6th or the
True.
7th grade. We were
Very territorial.
Yeah, territorial, militant, you name it. So I had written in the journal our names, who was a member of this like fort society that we had created. And I think I left it in the woods, and it just so happened to be the same woods that, the punk teenage kids were, drinking soda. And and so I guess the police showed up, and they picked up my journal, and they said, "Oh."
Michael's like creepy, like
And so-
school shooter journal.
Oh
No,
no.
we did not. We're on air. Absolutely not. That's
the
not
last
where we're going.
episode,
The
sorry.
last episode.
Just exposing people.
So anyway, so the police find my journal, and they show up to my house, and I think this was the first time our parents, Joey and I, our parents, had
Yes.
ever left us home alone. And so we're like, oh, we're just chilling home alone, it's fine. And then ding dong, open the door, and it's a police officer, and we're like, oh well, gosh, this is it.
It's over.
Yeah.
This is the
And
end.
he shows us the journal. He shows us the journal, and we're like,
Michael's creepy, like 14-year-old weird journal.
It wasn't that.
This is all
weird.
because Michael screamed evacuate
I don't know.
and probably flung his journal into the fort. And people hear when kids are screaming, evacuate! Oh my god! And running and flailing and screaming.
Because all of us were laughing our
You know.
heads off, and Michael's like in a complete panic.
I was.
He
in a
saw-
frenzy, That is correct.
Yeah, he saw those kids. He knew what to do.
Those, those
Oh, okay.
punk teens were a little scary. I'm
He
just saying.
reverted to his
They
natural.
They
state.
weren't really.
You know what? To
They probably laughed their heads
to
off.
6th or 7th grade me,
Yeah.
they were pretty scary.
15.
I was just really
15
laughing
in the
at you,
sixth
like,
grade.
scared.
He was 15-year-old in the 6th grade.
Whatever. I don't think I was 15. It was, it
So-
was a little younger.
So
than that.
Danny,
Yes.
did you play Manhunt back in the day? Or,
Yeah.
was your childhood this exciting?
I would say y'all had a lot more fun. First of all, these stories are awesome. But yeah, I played Manhunt back in the day, and I had one hiding spot where it was during the fall, so like how, there's the pile of leaves or whatever, they'll go collect the leaves.
Of course.
So
yeah.
I decided to hide in the leaf pile. So I just buried myself in the leaf pile, and my best friend's dad took a picture of me because he said he was gonna come out and hit me with a shovel because he thought I was a raccoon. But he took a pic, and then he realized it was me, so he got a tiny little camera, took a picture of me, and sent it to my friend. And that I don't know, I thought that was kind of funny, but
You were
would
found
you
out.
consider
was.
that? Would you consider that abuse?
no, I wouldn't.
If he hit
If anything, it's trespassing on my
if
part.
he just
but-
killed you with his shovel.
well, I was trespassing
Whoa,
technically.
what
This is
did
a
you turn
dark-
to this
This
angle?
has
Yeah.
turned into a
He was
dark
like, how do we turn
episode.
this to a very dark angle?
We had Kevin over here about happiness and
I didn't see.
It's
kindness, and now we're talking about murder with shovels.
the late night edition. You got it.
Yeah.
It's not the kid friendly
The
edition.
Julia show at night.
Yeah.
Featuring the neighborhood dudes.
Like Teen Nick.
Yeah,
basically.
Teen Nick.
Nick at night.
Nick at
Darker
night.
version.
Julia at night. Yeah.
We have some pretty funny stories.
We do.
So yeah, let's go
Yeah.
on. What's another
Yeah,
funny
I
story
love
on the
hearing this.
neighborhood?
Us, we were talking about earlier. We got trapped in the water, on the inflatable boat.
Oh my god.
Oh, we have to tell this story.
Okay.
Oh, this
Let me
is
let me
great.
start it.
This one.
Let me start it. What
I
did you
have
guys
to do-
do?
Sorry,
I-
Joey, this is when we just realized that Joey is terrible in like
Oh,
difficult situations.
so okay.
It is true. I
So-
will concede.
Here the lovely Ventos, thought it was a great idea. Okay, it's June. Let's get an inflatable what is
Like
it
a
called?
raft.
Like a
Like a
little
raft.
big-
A raft with its own paddles and stuff. Let's take it out to this really serene, calm lake in Rhode Island, okay? And
Yeah.
I mean, little did we know it was actually connected to the ocean, but anyway, okay? Indian Lake in Rhode Island. Really don't recommend it after this story, but so I remember this day we woke up super early, so excited, packed it in the car, took 2 cars there. I remember Michael had just gotten his license, so he was going 30 and a 75 on the highway. In the right lane, probably getting pushed off the road at that point. Anyway, so we get there, we put out the raft, we all get in it. It had to be just the 4 of us, right?
Yeah.
It was
Was
just
the
the
4
4
of
of us. We're missing Bella's brother that day. He was really lucky that day to not be there.
Yeah.
So we put it out. It was really calm at first. we paddle out and then just things take a turn for the worst.
We made a poor decision by making this one the captain.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes,
we
so-
we designated Joey as captain.
Yes,
That's terrible
because
choice.
Joey did. I believe Joey did buy
Why are you
and
saying
pay.
Joey?
I'm referring to myself in the third person.
This is Joey. He's just referring to himself in third person.
Yes.
Share the
Anyway,
mic. Push the mic.
Oh,
back
yeah,
over.
okay.
Nice,
Well-
he's telling a story. It's okay.
Yeah.
anyway,
this is
tell the rest,
okay.
Joey.
so. I believe Joey purchased the boat, so that's why Joey was the captain. but
Joey wasn't a very intelligent captain.
well, Joey doesn't have
Joey
his.
panics a lot under
Yeah,
pressure.
yeah. So
Cue
So
the
s-
clip. No, just kidding.
you don't have the clip.
we
We
have
don't
the
have
clip.
the clip. But okay, so as Julia said, the tide was calm, and then all of a sudden, it got really rough, right? And we had made the mistake of going out in the direction that the current was pushing us, so that meant that we had to come back against the current. But that was a little easier said than done. And the reason why I freaked out so much is because I figured it out, and I was like, oh no, this is not going to be good. So we had to somehow, I figured it out, and I was freaking out, I admit. And I look back and I'm like, yeah, that was not one of my better moments. but I'm like, we have to get it like close.
We gotta go into detail.
Yeah.
Basically, what happened was we're paddling out, and we think it's a good idea to just go as far as we can and explore this lake. So I'm pretty sure we found an island at some point. We hopped off for a little bit, I think.
Yeah.
We hopped off on this island, giant bar of sand, walked around, went in the water for a little bit.
Yeah, that was cool.
It was the end of May, so it was still kind of cold. And then we got back on, and we go back, and so we just start going further. And now we're kind of in this like trench of a ton of trees coming over, and there's some houses on the side. And all of a sudden, there's this really strong rip current that's just pulling us off to the side, and we're trying to go against it. And we're like, oh no, oh no.
Mhm.
And we realize after 10 minutes, we've been paddling in the same place.
Yeah.
And now we're starting to lose energy because it's getting really hard.
Yeah.
And we're staying in the same place. So we kind of give up a little bit, and we're like, okay, what's going to happen? Like, it's just taking us off to the side. Now it's drowning us. And the raft is like tipped over. There's water spilling in. Everybody's screaming, mostly Michael, panicking, flailing. Oh my God, help me. Right?
I do believe Michael would say
I
something
think
like that.
We should insert some of the quotes said by Michael. Call the police. Evacuate. Help me.
We're gonna die.
I'm saving myself. Bye. Beep. Like everything you can think of.
I'm rolling.
Okay,
So that was
so
just the
so
New clips of Joey
yeah,
speaking.
yeah. So the reason, okay, to be fair to Michael, I was also panicking very much, and
A lot.
I yes, that's true, and I was giving him a hard time because
Yeah.
I didn't think he was
Oh,
putting.
yeah. No, we were rowing together, and
No.
this kid over here says, "Michael, keep rowing," and then on video, Julia has the video,
I
it
took it
just
on my
said-
GoPro.
Yeah, we were watching it today. I
Oh.
just screamed, "I'm trying!" And yeah, to no avail. Him yelling at me did
My
Oh, God.
nothing.
My favorite part of that whole trip though was when we decided that would be a good idea for Michael to propel with his legs in the back.
Oh,
yeah.
And
My
Like,
God.
You know that scene in The Incredibles where like they have like
So
Dash,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
No, so
Like,
we
stuck in
decided to do
Dash, just,
that.
like, pedaling with his legs. That was me.
Yeah.
It didn't work.
And Joey's yelling at Michael to actually try. I turn around and look at Michael. And Michael's basically drowning in the water, screaming. And Joey's like, "Michael, stop fooling around!" And Michael's like,
I thought he was doing something crazy, and it turns out he was just fighting for his life.
If you can't imagine what this looks like, just imagine the raft. And then imagine Michael clinging onto the raft, but kicking with his feet.
Yeah.
Kicking
the
with his
end-
feet to make it
yeah.
go faster. And he's just like, he's kicking the water, but it's not going anywhere because he can't push a whole boat that's filled with water and filled with 3 people by himself. So he's back there crying, drowning. He's just swallowing water. He's like choking on it. Can't even
And then
speak for
the
himself.
seat cushion flew out.
Yes, it did. He had to go.
Had to stop and try to get
We had
it.
to go get it. But here's the good part of the story. After all the screaming and crying and panicking, there was this really nice guy who had noticed suffering from the shore, and he pulled out on with his little motorboat, right? And he
Told us.
he towed us basically to where we needed to go. So he
That's it?
he wasn't just a good Samaritan, he was a great Samaritan.
No, this-
Honestly,
And
that
he
was-
was our hero for the day. So and it turns out we knew his grandson. His grandson was in the grade ahead of us at NK.
Oh, I didn't
uh,
know that.
oh,
Yeah.
Yeah,
We said we were sending flyers.
So-
we never
we should have.
Oh, well, we didn't know him, so.
did. Yeah, we did.
Okay. Oh,
But we apparently we knew his grandson.
Hey, watch your language on the show.
I didn't say anything.
Nah, I thought I heard a
No,
little
I
something.
didn't. No, you're good. I was saying you're good. Don't
No, I
worry.
didn't.
Oh.
You're good.
I said we
Okay.
didn't know him, so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
see,
said-
Michael's eager to like snap at Julia,
Yeah,
so
I know, I didn't
he
say
can take the
anything,
show
Michael.
for himself.
I thought I
Anyway,
heard something.
so
Okay.
basically this was going on for about like 3 hours. Like we were stuck.
Yeah, we were.
Yeah, it
And
was,
we were
it was
drowning,
great.
3
too.
hours of just paddling. for
Of
zero.
trying, so
And walking.
It would-
Yeah,
it would fill with water and then we'd go like the current would bring us over into like rocks where we could
And it
stand.
was private
Yeah.
property.
And
It
So
was.
Yeah.
we were
we
in
weren't
private
allowed to
property.
go on
we were
there.
walking, and basically we were walking in people's backyards, but we were
It
like
was,
right by
along
the shore.
but there were
So-
giant rocks.
Yeah.
So it's like it was very
It was-
Like,
yeah.
dangerous
Imagine
to
like
walk.
we're being pushed up against these rocks and the current's just flowing at us and you can't push the boat off because the
Right.
current's coming at us. So we were trapped. And I think we saw this guy and I think we were just like waving like help, help. And
Yeah.
he saw us.
I didn't even notice because I was trying to swim
Yeah.
with the boat and
I
I didn't
mean-
understand. I didn't know there was a guy until
No,
you're
I
like,
didn't either.
I mean, we're probably extremely dehydrated
Yeah.
and just
Yeah,
I think at that point it was like
we had been
we
walking
thought we
the
were
boat.
imagining it.
Yeah,
I thought I was about to push Joey over because you were
Yeah.
getting very frustrated. You're like,
Yeah.
Bella, paddle, and I was paddling while you were telling me to paddle while I was. You weren't paddling,
Right.
So I would
Yeah.
yell at you, and you're like, okay.
Like, oh my god. Like all the seats in the boat like flew out into
Yeah.
the water.
it was
All
so
of our
windy.
stuff was like
was-
destroyed.
Is
Anything
the,
we
is the
brought.
raft like still there to this day? Or?
So the raft is in our backyard.
Yeah.
We
And
it's
actually,
still
my mom got
and
on
it-
the raft after.
and it survived. It didn't get
it didn't get
damaged, despite the
punctured?
fact that it had been
Wow.
like brushed up against all these rocks.
Yeah.
It-
It's
Whoever made that raft.
Yeah.
Shout out to
Shout
them.
out
Yes.
Amazon.
Amazon.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good on
I
him.
think yes,
Jeff
it was.
Bezos, if you're watching.
Thank you for
Okay.
making a durable raft that saved our lives. But next time, make sure you fasten the cushions better because
Right.
high winds, those things go
That
away.
is absolutely horrifying. Was it like?
It was hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah, looking back on
Yeah,
it.
well,
No, during that moment.
it was not funny to me because
when-
all I
no,
could
it
think
was-
about was how much my dad
all
would
of us-
be.
The three of us were laughing really hard,
Yeah,
and you're
well,
the
I was
only one
drowning,
being
but-
serious.
I was like, I knew that my dad would like give me grief. But anyway,
I don't think we told our parents until a few
no, we
weeks
waited. We
later.
waited a couple
Yeah,
weeks.
actually, that's a good call. Just let,
Yeah.
let it die off a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I went home. Oh, how's your day, honey? Great. It was great.
Did you
Oh,
just
you got
almost
really
drown?
burnt. Yeah. It's like some burn marks from the rocks
Yeah.
and stuff.
But
Yeah, I got really burnt today.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so
Yeah.
we actually wanted to bring this topic up because it's some very juicy info about our high school. So
Oh,
there's
yeah.
a lot of
Oh, boy.
controversy going on now, and I think you'd be really interested to hear about this. So, have you seen the movie Bad Education by any
I-
chance?
I have never seen it.
The guy from the Wolverine.
It's
is
Hugh
in it.
Jackman.
It's Hugh
Hugh
Jackman.
Jackman.
I've never seen. I think I've heard of it. I've never seen it.
So
Good movie.
So
That's why.
basically, like our school is definitely a much worse version of Bad Education. If you've seen that movie, we just like to start this off in this way. So I'll give you a picture. We're gonna say it. This is North Kingstown High School. It's a public school in Rhode Island, and it's made out to be the best public school in the state because it's got extremely nice facilities, supposedly a great education, top tier teachers. You know, you name it. It's just like basically a private school, but it's a public school, and everybody from different towns, they move to North Kingstown or they transfer to this school just to go to high school here. And it's not even a private school. And the sports win, all their sports win the state championships every single year because kids transfer from other towns just to play sports at this school. And we also have a CTE program, which is just the career technology and engineering program. And, you know, apparently that's really good too. And it's just overall they make it out to be the perfect school. My junior year of high school, I took a democracy class, and the whole class is based around this one project that you do towards the end of the semester. And I did my project on basically how corrupt the school was and how corrupt the athletics department was, because nobody knew, or if people knew, they didn't want to expose it. So my project was on how most people were just using the CTE program to transfer over and play a sport, because you can't just, if you live in Providence, you can't just go to school in North Kingstown just to go to school there, but
Yeah, that's
you
fairly
can
far.
you can join the CTE program to go to the school. Do you know what I mean? So people were using that just to play sports, and I found out that 50% of people in the CTE program played sports. So it kind of proved my point.
There's a little bit of correlation there.
Right.
It's not
Yeah.
like causation, but it's like
Right, but
it's a little bit.
But basically, I went on about how coaches were recruiting under the radar when you're not allowed to do that in high school. Coaches were sitting out people from the town of North Kingstown, even if they were good enough, just to play people that would transfer in, just because of like favoritism, and they're paying extra to be there. So it's kind of like an underlying deal that they have with the school. So basically, Michael and Joe can go on more about this, but there's a lot more to unpack. And after my project, things kind of just started coming up in the news, coming up in the air. Rumors started coming up about the school, because there were a lot of town officials at this presentation, because everyone had to present their projects to a bunch of town officials, like town council and stuff.
Yeah, at Democracy Night. Yeah.
Right, at Democracy Night. It was a huge event. And so things started coming up after I had, put this project out there. And Joey and I actually won best projects for that
Hey,
semester.
good.
Yeah, we did.
Oh,
Yeah.
I forgot you were the other person.
Yeah. So that
I
was
did too.
awesome.
Sorry.
So
I
after
can see
that,
Kevin clapping. Thanks, Kevin.
oh yeah, Kevin. So after that, things started coming up, and now we're finding, after we all graduated, there's a lot of scandals that have been coming up in the news. Teachers have gone fired, coaches have gone fired, people have been put on leave. So now you guys can go on about that, because it gets even darker.
Yeah. So I guess the angle that Julia has on this is due to her experience in the athletic department of this high school. And I have a little bit of a different angle. I actually served as a student rep on our district school committee. So I had quite a few interactions with some of the district officials, including many like the high school officials too. So it was interesting getting that experience as like I started when I was in like 9th grade. So I was meeting with some of these people about student union issues, like the little stuff, like can we use our cell phones in advisory, or like can we have I think they were changing the backpack policy. Like that was a big thing
Yeah.
at one time, and those are
Yeah,
those are the things.
restrictions on backpacks.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
you couldn't bring your backpack to 4th period, which was like the last period of the day.
What?
I know it's
Because it was a
this.
safety
it's this
hazard.
little-
Safety.
It's smaller things, but still stuff that like our student union was focused on. Yeah, but as a part of that, I got to attend the actual school board meetings as a student rep, which was pretty cool. It was a good experience. So yeah, I got the opportunity to meet with the superintendent, I think a couple times, about some, just various issues that came up, like, whether it was like a cell phone thing, or, there was debate on school start times. That was like a big issue at the district, since we start at 7:15 a.m.
Yeah, very early.
Yeah,
Wanted to push that back.
yeah, that was something that the student union focused on. But as I attended, I guess I got an incomplete but better sense of the culture in the district. And yeah, it was certainly interesting to learn about. It's not what I was expecting. But related to the specific instance of the CTE and how it like connects to all the controversy that's there. The CTE is a program. It's a statewide program. I think it was launched from the Governor's Workforce Initiative, which is designed to get kids to more or less specialize at the high school level but also take the same courses that other kids are taking. So basically, you take all of your electives and you specialize them, and you get, depending on the program, you can get college credit for it. Or I know I got 17 credits with Rick that I then transferred to the college that I'm going to now, which was generally a good experience, I think. But for that reason, the CTE is very attractive to a lot of families and students because they can get this thing called, I know for the business, we got NAF, like National Academy Foundation certification. And that can be something you can put on your resume. You get internship experience, and you get to learn about a topic that will hopefully serve you well in the future, since it's part of this workforce initiative. But it's also a revenue stream for the districts. So districts that are sending the kids that reside in, like Julia said, if you live in Providence, and a student who would otherwise be going to Providence goes to North Kingstown, Providence has to pay for that. So it's an injection of revenue, which can then help the district pay for all of their expenses that they incur, like salaries and supplies and stuff. So it's quite attractive to the districts as well. And this is a bit of a hot button issue. And I'm sorry if it's getting a little boring, but
No, it's fine.
it's something that I know the state lawmakers are reviewing when they're reviewing the budgeting process. And it's an issue that's come up in our student government in the past, and it comes up a lot at these school board meetings. But there's a lot of ethical questions surrounding how districts use their CTE programs. In North Kingstown is, like Julia said, the beneficiary of these programs. We bring in a lot of kids from other parts of the state. Our high school is actually quite a nice high school. It was built in 2000. It was finished in 2000, right?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think 2000.
So it's actually like it's a nice looking building compared to some high schools that are like,
And they just made a new football stadium, new
Yeah.
field.
You have
Yeah.
a stadium for your high school?
yeah,
Yeah.
Oh my.
yeah. We have a track and then a football field.
Man.
Actually, it might have been 2001.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think it was 2001 because
Mhm.
actually the first day that the new high school opened was actually the day after 9/11.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
I remember
Wow.
a certain
Anyway.
teacher
Michael's like, I remember
that
that
told
guy.
me that.
Okay, well, let's get on to the most recent events that have come out of
Yeah.
North Kingstown High School.
This is this is tricky to talk about,
It's
but
pretty sad.
yeah, it's tough.
Keep in mind all these people that we're about to, they were already exposed, but all of them that we're about to talk about, they all made themselves to be very involved in the athletic department. I remember this guy we're about to talk about was involved with the guys' basketball team, the girls' basketball team, all the sports camps in the summer, everything.
Mhm.
And we found out
Yeah.
something that had been going on for 15 years. It had been covered up the entire time, and now it's out in the news.
Are we name dropping or?
Yeah, we can. It's
Okay.
it's
Yeah, so
public
there's-
information.
Yeah, a lot
Yeah,
of this is public domain.
there's ongoing investigations, but there's also public reporting on the
So,
individuals.
Would you like to report
Some of
on
them.
this,
Yeah.
journalist?
Intrigued.
I've
Journalist
spoken a lot
Joey,
about it. Do you want
journalist
to
Michael.
do you want to speak,
Sure.
Michael?
So, always while mentioning this, there has to be a level of sensitivity. And
Yeah.
while there is a lot of public information, I don't think we want to reveal any sort of other information that might not be public or that could jeopardize a potential minor. So I think we just want to be careful on that. There is public information in public reports, like you said, that a certain communications teacher that you and I had, his name is Aaron Thomas, was involved in
The boys basketball coach for 15 years.
heavily involved, and is part of the scandal, is one of several scandals, I should say. But this has been
This has
scandal
been the
in
leading
particular has
scandal.
been the leading scandal.
This
Yes.
has been the
So, I mean,
So
That's
the
all.
scandal was sexual assaulting of the boys basketball team, and he ran these fat tests where he'd put them on a scale, and that was it. And they were in his office alone with him, and none of them came out about it because they were ridiculed and called weak, and saying if you don't do this, you're weak and you're not part of the team. And he did this for 15 years.
Please tell me he's fired, right?
So
Yeah,
he's gone.
they transferred him to another school, but then
That's
he got fired there once it all came out in the
perfect.
news.
Okay, so yeah, he should not be walking freely if this is all
Well,
true.
it's interesting because he's as of now a free man, but as I said before, there's some investigations into his conduct which could result in criminal charges.
Yeah,
The U.S. Department, what is it?
The U.S. Attorney to Rhode Island.
The U.S. Attorney to Rhode Island, the Attorney General of Rhode Island, and it's there's a U.S. agency. There's I can't name it, but there's a federal agency also investigating this. So there's investigations at all levels. There's a town.
There's investigation on Mr. Thomas and
Yeah, these are-
criminally
these-
speaking, but there's
yeah.
also investigation on how the district and the committee reacted to this.
Yeah.
which
Their handling of it. Yeah.
their handling of it, which I
It's
think is
just
pretty evidently
crazy.
poorly.
It's crazy. Michael and I both had this guy as our comm
Mhm.
teacher.
Oh, me too.
He and
Yep.
Bella had him. He comes off as super, super nice. He's involved with
Yeah.
everything. He teaches at the school even.
Can I just say one thing? And I was having a conversation about this with another student, and you're right. This individual came off as really nice. I thought of him as a community man. Like you said, he was involved in a lot of things.
His kids went to the high school.
And this is just
they
something
all played
that
sports.
you never expect. But I want to say to everyone, maybe in high school or even in a school right now, high school, college, middle school, whatever have you. I just think this is evidence that there's a lot of things happening in a school that a lot of people might not know about, like school and school environment and atmosphere is so multifaceted, you can't know it all. And that's just one other reason to be kind to people around school, to be kind to others,
Mhm.
to be cognizant of where you are, and obviously to look out for each other.
Yeah.
I think in terms of our district's handling of this, I think it was atrocious. I think there are a lot of individuals who, like you said, covered this up.
The superintendent was
Yeah.
fired.
The assistant
Yeah.
superintendent.
Fired.
This
he
is
was
just poor leadership, and I
yeah,
think
they
it's sad
resigned.
that I have to say this, but a lot of the time, it's up to students to do what they can to
Right.
help themselves and help each other. And
But
I shouldn't.
the-
Once
It
again, I
shouldn't
shouldn't
be, though.
It shouldn't
The
be.
fact that
But it just is. Life isn't fair. But
no, the fact that that they all knew about this, the whole
Mhm.
all the athletic staff, now they're all being exposed, and now they're either quitting, they're getting fired for knowing about it and not doing anything about it. Like another thing just happened at another high school, like 10 minutes away from us. The same thing on a girls' volleyball team.
that was handled much better.
That was handled much better because that school saw what happened with our school, so they did it the
Right.
right way. Our school covered things up. Things went to the superintendent complaints. He deleted them. It's all
emails. Through emails. Yeah.
emails. It's all public information, and it's just crazy how they handle the most major situations. They just put them
Mhm.
under the rug to save the reputation of the most perfect public school. And there was just another thing. They didn't name the person, but there was a coach / teacher that is now accused of sexual assault, and he's not a coach
Is it
anymore.
assault? He's accused of.
Assault or harassment,
I
but
think it's
I'm
harassment.
okay. It's
Yeah.
harassment.
I don't want to
But-
throw anything out there if it's untrue.
But there's no names. He is not coaching anymore. So it had to be true. They took him off of his coaching
Mhm,
position.
yeah.
He had been there for years, but he's still teaching there.
I think
Yeah,
he's
that's correct.
he's been placed on administrative leave.
Yeah, he just was.
It's just
Yeah.
insane. It's
yes,
just
but
like
he
it's
just
not
was,
right.
but he
Not
is
soon
still
enough.
he hasn't been fired.
Yeah, I
That's
don't
a-
think he has been.
Yeah, so he's on administrative leave. He is still a member of the NKSD, the North Kingstown
He's
Yeah,
gotta
School Department.
kick the can on. I mean, that's horrible. I can't believe. The sad part is, it's you've probably mentioned. It's probably happened. This stuff is probably happening like all over the country.
Right.
Heck,
Yeah.
even my high school could be involved. I don't know.
Right.
There's nothing about it, but heck, like I feel like this could be any of these like bigger schools, small schools.
Yeah.
It could be happening to anywhere, and
Once
it's-
again,
it's just horrible. Like
Yeah.
it's just sad.
you never know what's happening. You never know all of what's happening in your school, in your atmosphere, in your
Mhm.
environment. So that's one other reason to be a Kevin and be kind to everyone.
Right. Be a
Absolutely.
I
Kevin.
guess so. But definitely speak up.
Yeah,
Like, don't
speak
be
up.
afraid to speak up if something's
Right.
going
And
on.
I think just to add a little bit more context to the specific situation, Julia mentioned at the beginning that this parodies film that's I think it's on HBO. It's
Oh,
called
Bad Education.
Bad Education. Yeah. And in that film, the district had won an award for having outstanding test scores or something.
Right.
In our district, the superintendent received an award in 2019 for being the Rhode Island Superintendent of the Year. And the high school actually received a Blue Ribbon Award in 2021. So they receive recognition. The superintendent himself and the school receive recognition for being, outstanding or excellent.
Didn't they also
Um,
receive awards for their financial capabilities?
They've received, I think they
For their
have, but that's not as widely known.
Just, the
Yeah,
point
but,
that Joey's
they're
making.
getting
But it's a, I would
The
say,
point-
it's not just like Julia said, this was a, by all means, if you look at the accomplishments, if you look at the test scores, if you look at how North Kingstown ranks in terms of the other districts in the state, it's a fantastic school, and they would like to brand it that way. I think it's in any superintendent's interest to brand their district as a great option for families and community members for multiple reasons. But I think, as Julia pointed out, sometimes that distorts the purpose in the leaders' minds. It maybe wasn't enough about protecting students, and that can lead to bad decision making and culture problems within the department. And that, I think that's a takeaway. If districts stop focusing on what matters first, and don't get me wrong, what matters first in education are students. It's not teachers, it's not administrators, it's students. And you have to put students first. And if you don't put students first, then that can lead to a whole chain of events, which leads to a massive series of scandals like we have now.
I was gonna say, and we're I feel like now we're in an age where we're encouraged. I feel like 10, 12 years ago, not even that long ago, we weren't encouraged to speak up about this kind of stuff. We were
Right.
I don't know if the mic's picking up, but we weren't really encouraged to bring up like what was going on in our lives, what people are doing to us. And it's horrible that we were in that situation in the first place. But now I feel like as a whole, people are realizing like we should be talking about this. We should be bringing this stuff up because, quite frankly, it's not right what a lot of institutions, schools, etc. are doing. And if you are in that situation by any chance, first of all, like I'm praying for you to get out of the situation. Yeah. But if you are, don't be afraid to speak up, because you have people on your side. You're gonna have a lot, because if you feel like you're gonna come off as weak, there's gonna be way more people on your side than you actually think.
And I think a lot of people also doubt what they may have. Yeah, they may have some experiences and they may think, oh, this probably isn't anything, right? Like I'm probably just making a big deal out of nothing, and they doubt themselves. And that can be caused by, culture too, right? If you're told, you're making a big deal out of nothing, you should just sit in the corner and be quiet. Don't be afraid to speak up. Yeah. And know that there are other people that that are probably experiencing similar things as you, and you're not alone.
Yeah, absolutely. And I should say too, like, keeping on that subject, like, if you're ever uncomfortable with something, you don't have to do it. Whether it's coaches doing horrific things to their kids or their I guess their athletes, their players, their whatever. Whether it's that, or if it's like some other thing, or just like it's just really bad treatment or whatever it is, you don't ever have to do something you're uncomfortable with. And like, no matter what they say, like, oh, come on, it's not that bad, or oh, everyone does it, or this and this. If you're uncomfortable with something, you never have to do it. Right. No matter what anyone says, is ultimately you never have to say it. You never have to do
exactly. Trust your intuition. But the worst part is that when students did try to speak up, like the whole administration just shut them down. And it's exactly what Joey was saying. It's like they were telling them all, like, this is exaggeration. Like that's, we talked to Coach Thomas, that stuff didn't happen.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I feel that like adults never actually listen to the students. Like, if a student says something bad about the school, it's just like, oh, they just hate school. That's what they mean. They never take anything serious. Like, they just see it as, we dislike school and we don't want to go, and that's why we act like.
And I think this whole episode demonstrates what happens when you don't listen to students. And my brother and I are in contact with a couple of people who are still at the high school.
Yeah, I gotta say, I was gonna bring this up.
Yeah,
So
you go ahead.
apparently, I have a friend who's still, I have several friends who are still in the high school, but I was texting with this one, and she said that the reaction even after the superintendent resigned, the assistant superintendent also left. The administration at the high school basically had an assembly with the students and said, "Guys, you shouldn't be afraid to speak up. If something like this happens, speak up."
So the
Like,
hypocrites.
yeah, it's kind of placing the blame on students
It's
once again
despicable.
to save their arses, and that's unfair to students majorly. I know I was talking with one of my friends through text, and she was like, "Yeah, I'm furious. Like, you did this to students, and then you try to pretend it was us being quiet. No, absolutely not. Like,
Right.
there were students who spoke out from the beginning. From the beginning,
They have to deflect the blame. They have to do that, or
And that-
people are going to
That relates to
rage.
culture.
Yep.
If there's a cultural problem,
That's their culture.
yeah.
Well, I
Exactly.
hope the
they
culture
need to change the
changes.
culture.
Yeah.
They're hiring a new superintendent. They're initiating a search committee, and I guess I don't know the people who are on the search committee or the people responsible for initiating it. I assume it's the school committee. But the one thing I would say, if I could say anything to these people, based on the experience, the limited experience that I had as a student rep for 4 years on this committee, is the next person needs to usher in a better culture. They need to restore the faith that people had in the school department, and they need to be a better leader. They need to be empathetic and understanding, and most importantly of all, listen to students. And so if they accomplish that, then I think they can turn it around quickly, and North Kingstown will be a great school department again.
But my point is that who's going to want to work there after all the scandals that happen, all the teachers that get fired, after knowing that most of the athletic department at North Kingstown was involved in some way, even if it was in a minor way? Who's going to want to work with those people after that? And who's going to want to say, "Oh, I work at North Kingstown High School," after the whole state knows exactly what went on? Who's going to want to work there after that? Because if you say, "Yeah, I just got a job at North Kingstown High School," people might look at you appalled. Like,
Yeah.
why would you accept that job?
Yeah.
Why would you work there
Mhm.
after everything?
Yeah.
Unless they get rid of all those people and they refresh
Yeah.
the entire staff,
Clean house.
no
Yeah,
way
exactly.
you'd want to
Clean
work
house,
there.
Like, you'd have-
that takes time.
You'd have to
Exactly. It takes time, but point is, who's going
Oh, they're
to
gonna
work
be-
there?
They're going to be in this for a couple more years.
It's
I'd
going to
say
be tough to
I'd say
find
a couple
people.
is an understatement, especially if you're
Right.
cleaning everyone out.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to take the process of cleaning everyone out, weeding out everyone is going to take at least 5-6 years.
And
Right.
the reputation.
The reputation itself is
20
going to be there
easy.
for 20 at least.
Right.
And so you got to
Crazy.
I mean, if you do it correctly, you might be able to be like respectable again after like 15 years,
The
but
ship might stay afloat.
yeah,
Yeah.
but
But
it's
Can
Come on,
resurface
skippers.
anytime.
You know,
Exactly.
things happen. There are bad people out there that do bad things, but it's how you deal with it is what shows your true character. And how North Kingstown dealt with it shows the culture that Joey was just talking about. And hiding it and pushing it under the rug just shows exactly how they feel about the students and exactly how they treated us and how they still treat the students that go
And
there.
I mean, Joey won't say this, but I mean, you served on the committee for what, 3.5?
Yeah, I was a
4
student
years?
rep for 3
I mean,
years.
I know
yeah.
there were times when Joey came home and he was like, "Gosh, like they really didn't treat me well at this committee. They didn't let me speak." I know during COVID, they muted him one time when he was trying to speak because
What?
everyone was
It-
online.
That
They
is-
muted him, and
This is
they tried to
This
get rid
is
of
true,
the
yes.
seat that he was serving on. This was a little bit after you had
this was
made the election and someone else was sitting on the student
Wow.
seat,
That's
but they
true.
tried to dissolve that seat, and all the students came out and said no, like keep the seat. They did a lot of things to really mess with you and hurt you, and I mean, I'm sorry, that's not fair. I mean, no student body nor the student representative should have to go through that.
It also just shows
Yeah.
they don't really care about the students.
Yeah, and they'll go to lengths to maybe stop students from participating. And I think, what we had is a little bit unique, I guess. There were some other districts in the state that had student rep positions on the committee, but sometimes they were vacant or the students didn't really participate. But I thought, you know what? Let's make the most out of this. If I'm going to these meetings, then might as well have my voice heard. And that's not just what I think. It's I serve as a liaison, a representative, so I'm bringing forth what the student union is expressing to me, to the committee. And sometimes maybe some people didn't want to hear it, but it still deserves to be heard. And it's what the students are thinking. And even when it's not aligned with the interests of the district, it's still important that they hear it. But again, I think this all relates back to the culture, and the next person who's going to be tasked with, running that department should exhibit an ability to usher in a better culture.
Agreed.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
Agreed. But that is basically, a shortened version of the story of our high school. I really hope that there's a movie that comes out about it one day, because if you go if
We
you
had a
watch Bad
docuseries.
Education with Hugh Jackman, like, that looks bad, but this is just much worse.
They made Bad Education. Now they'll make Worse Education.
Worse that's a good one. You just put it out there for free. So
There you go.
exactly. So I mean, this is kind of history. This is something that
Oh yeah.
we could write about in the future. If anyone becomes a producer, make a
Yeah.
movie about.
Someone want to write our viewers
I
right
mean,
now.
The fact that it all kind of like started with us,
Yeah.
literally junior year of high school, just doing
Yeah.
a project. I remember, like, I had no ideas. I was just gonna do school start times and be basic, but then something sparked.
Yeah, and I guess for some people who are having trouble connecting the dots when it comes to the CTE, I guess I can't speak for certainty, but I just have my own opinions, and I'll just lead by saying that. But because the CTE program is a revenue source, it's extremely attractive to the district, which means that actors who are helping propel that program, which include coaches, since they're part of the since they are responsible for bringing in some students from other districts, even though that's not legal in public schools, you can't recruit. There's still undeniably a big part in this process. And the fact that the CTE program is it's an asset to our school department means that we're getting students who would not otherwise be coming to North Kingstown. And a lot of them, like Julia said earlier, are coming for the sports. Something close to 50% of students are part of a CTE program. 50% who are part are also playing a sport.
Right.
And that's why our sports are so successful, because we don't just have kids from North Kingstown on our sports teams. We have kids from all over the state. And there's been actually the former superintendent of North Kingstown actually testified about this a couple years back when they were reviewing the funding formula. And he said that North Kingstown is a beneficiary. So if you're having trouble drawing the connection between the CTE and some of the scandal, I think again, this is just my opinion, but there may have been behavior from some of the leading actors in these scandals. The way they were treated, they were probably maybe treated a little bit nicer, or there wasn't an eagerness to act when the administration or the officials found out about this, because of the way that program, the CTE program, helps the school when it comes to revenue and just reputation of the department. So if the scandal came out as it has, it would definitely damage the reputation, and we'd see some hurt in that program. So the continual growth of that program is important for the district.
But undoubtedly, any fears they had could not even amount to what they're
No, they
experiencing
never.
now.
This is a nightmare scenario. Like, this is the worst. I mean, if you're a superintendent, you're looking at this. This is the nightmare.
And the thing is, too, no matter how bad the nightmare is to them, it's probably 1,000 times worse to anyone else affected.
I mean,
Mhm.
again, we're we're taking the angle from the school department's point of view,
Yeah.
but this is just speculation. The kids that were affected by this, I mean, you have to feel for them.
You have to.
I mean, there are now civil suits. there are civil suits. I know there was just a suit filed a couple days ago from one of the John Does, and he's suing each of the school committee members and I think he's suing the superintendent and assistant superintendent at the time, and they want to get something out of it. So I think they have every right to do that, and I think as a community, we need to recognize that although the leadership made bad decisions, the hurt that these well, now they could be, many of them are adults, like they're in their 30s and 40s. This happened to them in like 1999, as far up as 1999. So the hurt that they're feeling, and the fact that they've had to carry this with them throughout their lives, we should feel for them. And I hope that's what the community is doing. They're thinking about the kids, both older now and still, fresh out of high school, and saying they deserve better. We need to do better for them.
Correct. So we're going to start wrapping this show up now because we're about to hit 2 hours of the
Hours,
Julia
yeah.
show. But I'd like to wrap it up with some good thoughts.
Another broken record for you.
Another broken record for the Julia show. We're going to start wrapping this up. It's really sad. Let's just take a moment to reflect here. Out of everything we've talked about on this show, this by far has to be like the most emotional one. This is like the last one here. I'm transferring out of Iona, if you don't know that already. And I'm definitely not coming back. So
Wow.
I mean, it's true.
She's burning the bridge.
It's true.
Bridge is burned.
So-
Appreciation for the
so-
Gales radio here.
Yeah.
I-
I'm out of here too. In like
So
3 weeks.
Danny's out. Danny's out too.
I'm out too.
We're both
Everyone's leaving.
we're both not coming back. So, this is a little bit emotional because I just started doing this in February. If I had known, I probably wouldn't have been able to do it in the fall because I was in season. But if I had known, I would have definitely started sooner. But, it's been a great ride. As I've said before, like, Danny, thank you so much for everything. You've been so awesome. And,
Danny.
Thank God.
yeah. And you know what? If it wasn't for Danny letting me come on the show, I don't know what I would have been doing. I really would have been so much more lonely on this campus than I already was. And the fact that I found an outlet and it happened to be like one of my passions, which is talking. Talking is definitely a passion. It happened to be that. It was just great. Like, this is the perfect space for me to be every Wednesday, 8 p.m. This was so much fun. And I can't believe that it's over. Like, it's really just over like that.
Well-
And I made such a great friendship with you too. I didn't even mention that.
Yeah.
So
Well, first of all, I mean, friendships goes both ways as well. And it seems like all of y'all have like a bond that will never be broken. I'm sure you guys know that already. But
sadly,
yeah.
yeah.
No, but in all serious, like I've told you from the beginning that you are genuinely like very good at doing this. Like, you make a very entertaining show. You're very confident on the air, which is very hard to have, especially with you just starting off. And it doesn't have to be over. Yeah, it's over at Iona, but like you can continue this. Like, I'm sure Miami has, I'll be blunt, a better program than this could ever be. So you can have it there. And yeah, so honestly, like, but keep going, like genuinely, like keep doing this. Like, you could, like, it's good. Like, it's very, very good stuff. Whether you're doing it just for fun or just doing it just to put it on a resume, like, continue to do it if you like to do it, because something you're good at. And honestly, like, this has been my favorite show to listen to. Like, honestly, this has
Thanks, Danny.
this has been it's been fun to listen to, fun to be a part of.
Danny's
And-
the president. That means a lot. That means a lot.
Is Kev okay?
Kevin's
Kevin's crying.
Oh.
No.
What? What?
Oh
my
my
god,
God.
he's crying. Why
Oh,
is he
waterworks.
crying?
Ah.
Kevin, I didn't know you liked me.
Yeah, it's hard with the way you bully him.
Yeah.
See, now I have a laugh. Now we have a laugh track.
Yes, you do.
Danny.
Ah.
I should have had them come every week just to be our laugh
Yes.
track. So, wow, this is. I mean,
Yeah. I'll let you have the last word here. It's.
I mean, before we end the show, okay? I mean, can we like? Are there any funny memories you remember just from me being here?
Well, I remember. Well, this happened twice because the first time we caught it at the very end of the episode.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
you, me, and Miley,
Yeah.
and she forgot to turn on the mics. So we were just talking for like an hour. It was a really good conversation. And then I looked over and saw that the red lights are off. I was just like, oh no. And then we realized
The whole show, it's like,
I think it was like an hour. Like it was like it was just like it's just like that the whole time. But
just
no, it was just it's like all of it was just fun conversation. Like it was just as much as an outlet for me as it was for you. Like honestly.
oh,
Because it's like I truly mean I feel like I'm beating a dead horse here, but like truly like I'm happy that like my goal going into this being by president or being on the e-board was to give it the same effect that it had me. And freshman year and throughout my time here, it's become an outlet to me. And to know that at least one person has come out and said this has become an outlet to me, it's been an escape for me. It honestly it means a lot, and I'm happy that you feel that way.
Cue the clapping.
She's the
I do remember.
Make the sounds like that.
I do remember this.
Aw. And then like that.
This this only happened like a month ago, but like I literally remember I just gotten a water from Starbucks.
Yeah.
As I was about to step in, it just slipped out of my hand. I was like, "Oh my god!" And it spilled everywhere, a full thing of water right before we're about to start the show. So if you're wondering why the show always starts like 5 or 10 minutes later, it's probably a slip up. You know, something went on. So that was funny.
Yeah,
But-
that I do remember that. They tried the paper towels here stink too.
Right.
Cause we got like 50. I grabbed must have like 15, 20 paper towels from there.
Yeah.
Got like none of it. It was just like
Are they the really thin ones?
yeah, like
Yeah.
the cheap ones. Like
ultra strong kind of.
Yeah,
They
Yeah.
just
It
didn't
was
do the
horrible.
job.
They're just
like
not
I think
the
who was
same
I think
taste
Casey had
ones.
to come here and mop, or was it?
Yes, Casey
Yeah,
brought him up here. She did it. Shout out to Casey.
Shout out to Casey.
But
Yes.
this, this is wow. This is very emotional.
Yeah.
Thanks to our one viewer that stuck with us the whole
Yeah!
time.
Shout out to you.
You know what? It's fine. I mean, Kevin was definitely
Yeah,
the one
Kevin-
viewer
Kevin was
back
here the whole
there.
time.
Yeah.
The
Do
comments.
we got any comments?
Julia Thomas said, "Hey Jules, hey Julia." She's definitely not still watching, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Could it be?
That was old. Anyway,
Could the viewer be Mrs. Carrillo?
the viewer's probably my mom.
Okay.
I'm screwed.
Hi,
up.
Mrs.
You know,
Carrillo.
So,
I do his mom.
We think it's you.
so anyway,
Just drop a comment if it is.
I don't know
you.
if she knows how to comment, but
No, she did. We were
Oh,
having
she did.
conversations.
okay, she did.
Last time when I
Mom, you
called
can
in.
call my phone for the call in, but please don't.
Please do.
Anyway, wow, I can't believe I'm saying goodbye. This is crazy.
Oh.
Oh, Danny's gonna cry. Oh my god. I don't know. This is like, I mean, this is weird. As much as I really
Three viewers.
Three viewers.
Hey, 3 viewers
So-
and a comment.
Oh, what do we got?
so glad Kevin. It's
Aw.
just Kevin.
Oh, now read Kevin's comment. Read it.
Kevin said, "This is amazing. This is amazing."
Aw.
Smile and
So
heart emoji.
4 viewers. Okay,
4
thank you
viewers.
guys for joining. Actually, the end of
Yeah,
the
the
show.
very end.
This is actually the very end of the Julia show. Michael, there you go. The last time I'll ever say goodbye to you guys. It's been such a pleasure. I really hope that even though I just came on here and rambled or vented and stuff, I really hope I reached at least one person out there and, sent a message. I mean, besides Michael, sent
But
a
I'm not good
special
enough? Okay.
Wow.
sent a special message to you, and hope I inspired you in some way, because that's always my goal coming on here, to make you laugh, inspire you, anything to make your day better, because that's what I wish I had when I was going through it, but now I'm here and I'm so glad I can give it to you guys. So this is really sad. I can't stress this enough. I know I've already said this, but this place is very special to me because obviously I'm transferring for a reason. I didn't really like it here, but there was one place that I loved the most. And it was the radio show. So thank you, Danny, for everything.
Well, I say if
Thank you
anything,
for running the
thank Jo-
e-board.
if anything, thank Joe. Joe is the one that told you. Yeah.
True. Thank you, Professor Joe, for setting me up
Yeah.
with Danny for the radio show.
Professor
know-
Joe.
Love you, Joe.
You know, if I had never five,
Everyone's
Oh
just
my
coming at the
goodness.
end. This is wild.
they're probably like,
Welcome.
"Why is it still going on?"
They missed all the
If I had never walked up to Professor Joe that day after class and was like, "Yo, how can I be on this radio show?" I would never be here. I wouldn't even know you.
That-
So this is crazy.
One conversation can change an entire outcome of events.
Very
It's
true.
unbelievable.
It's been such a wild ride, and I really hope people go back and watch these shows because they're very entertaining. I know I will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially this
one
one.
is funny.
Especially this one. You've really got to take like a whole week to watch
This
this
Yeah,
is,
show.
this is an
This is like a-
emotional roller coaster.
Yeah, it has been. You start off with
You're like
So-
joking around and then getting depressed.
So if you're just
Yeah.
joining now, the show will probably upload sometime tomorrow, and you just gotta watch it. It's really good. But
Yeah.
thank you guys for joining the Julia show. It would really be nothing without Danny, without you guys, without everyone watching, especially without my mom. She was my biggest fan, So this is amazing. Hey guys. So anyway. Well, it looks like I'm crying, but my face is actually just really red because it's hot in here. But
it is like 1,000 degrees. There's no air conditioning. I want to get on this, please. That's the
So-
one for
so
improvement.
anyway, thank you guys for joining the finale. This is
Yay.
crazy. Wow, I'm really stalling here because this is so
as soon
sad.
as you hit the end.
Oh my
We gotta
gosh.
We gotta make it to 2 hours.
Yeah, what is it at right now?
All right, we're at 155. We can talk for 5
We
more
can go
minutes.
5 more minutes. Yeah, we can go.
We'll
We
make
get-
it to
get
2 hours.
What's another funny story?
Yeah, go,
Okay,
Let's
another-
end lighthearted.
One-
One
End
one
lighthearted.
last funny story of the neighborhood.
Should we do the Kool-Aid one?
Keats.
No, we already talked about
We already
that.
talked
We didn't talk about
Yeah,
that.
we did when we were Michael was the viewer.
Oh, right.
We did.
Actually,
Oh, yeah.
Michael did call in. If you don't know who
Yes.
the call
That
the
was
call-in
Michael. I was
number
right. It was
I-
Michael.
Okay. I am caller number 1.
Yes.
Monday,
If you didn't
know.
Okay.
Wow.
Funny story. What's
Funny story. Wow, we have so many. I just gotta think. I
Uh,
mean, there was a lot that went on.
Our life's kind of crazy. I
Like,
have a lot of funny videos on Michael.
But I don't know.
This isn't the mic.
is there any like manhunt stories that y'all had, or
Oh, I have a funny story of where I was hiding in a tree. It was
Oh.
you, I think maybe Joey or JP, and it was definitely Luke. And I was hiding up in the tree, and you were talking about how good of a hider I am, and how you have to look everywhere, like high and low, as I'm up in a tree above you, and all 3 of you are just like talking about how good of a hider I am, and I'm just sitting there staring at you from above.
Yeah. That actually
Oh
that
my
reminds
God.
me of, speaking of hiding, that reminds me
Ghost
of
Ranch.
Senior Assassin. Okay, funny story. This is,
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
So, do you want to explain Senior Assassin to the
well, I think
viewers we have?
I think
Most
a lot of
people
I think I know
They
it.
know.
I wish
Okay.
I wish we did that,
Is
but
that pretty universal? I don't
I
know.
feel like it.
But
Yeah.
Anyway, so
yeah,
so when you're playing Senior Assassin, you have a target, and you have someone. You're the target for someone else. So there's someone trying to get you, trying to shoot you via water gun. In our case, at our school, and then you had to try and shoot someone else with a water gun. And there are several rules about going on
Right.
property and stuff.
Okay.
But
It didn't
a long story short, I was sandwiched between you and your brother JP. So I think I had you as a target, so I had to get you, but JP had me, and so I remember one time I think I tried to get him like early one morning. We were gonna drive to school, and so I showed up to your house. I forget what you did. I think you were trying to distract me. This is the one time you weren't hiding, and you were trying to just distract me, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna shoot you now. So I came close to shooting you, and then JP was
in the
hiding.
car.
No, he was hiding in the bushes. He put on his full camo suit. And
No,
as,
no. You know what happened? We
He had his
found out.
parachute.
We found out that you had me, and
Yeah,
I
'cause-
was, and I was.
because I told JP.
Yeah, and I was because he
'Cause
thought he would help or something.
No, I
You
thought he would help me.
help.
I'm like, JP, we're good friends. Help me. And
No, okay, so
boy,
we
was
knew,
I wrong.
We knew that we planned it. We woke up really early, right?
yeah,
I hid in our car, and we
Yeah.
saw you come, and so I
I
distracted
think I was
you.
trying to find
and
you,
the-
and you were making
yeah.
a show in the car.
Yeah, I filmed in the car. I was filming in the car.
Yeah, I'm like,
where
why
you-
is she
and you
filming?
were
She's
like,
making a show of this.
no,
I'm
no,
like,
you didn't see me yet. And JP was hiding in the bushes with his ghillie suit.
Yeah.
And
He has a
then
ghillie
He has
suit.
a
Yeah.
ghillie.
That's
It's like a-
fire.
So,
And he
but once
ran out and
again,
shot
like
you.
once again, I'm trying to get you. Little do I know, JP is the one who has.
Yeah, I
me.
don't
So
know why you thought it was good to try to separate siblings.
I don't know.
He
I
wanted
was.
he wanted to get you when he was getting somebody else earlier, but he couldn't.
Yeah,
do it
I was.
for
I
some
was
reason.
really. I was a hot mess during senior
Oh,
assassin.
JP, that was dumb.
He was
I-
the
See, I don't know.
he was
I
the
thought he
first
would help
in
me
the
get
Yeah,
you
JP talks
because
about how
you guys
me
were a
and him
threat.
would work till the end.
Yeah, I know, but I didn't know that at the time. I thought he would try and get you because he would see you as a
We
threat.
made
Yeah.
it before
So
that.
Michael
But
was
here's
the
the thing.
first. Michael was the
No,
first
I was-
in the grade.
No,
Right?
I was a second.
Oh, you were the second.
Only
Okay,
behind,
so much
only
better.
behind, I believe, Kayla McGrady. Kayla McGrady, thank you for dying first. I was second to die, and it is because of JP. JP
You helped
came
me
out
get
of
my
the,
target though.
Yeah, JP came out of the bushes and shot me in
Who
the chest.
did any of y'all win?
No.
No.
Ah.
No.
I got bored.
I
of
died
playing 'cause I would
tragically.
have to like drive all the way through this James.
I got shot at the
Which is an
DMV.
What?
I-
That's
I got-
ridiculous.
He ratted
I
me
actually
out.
ratted Joey out. This is a
Yes.
true story.
So
Oh.
so
You
I
had,
was at the DMV. I think I was getting my license renewed
Yeah.
and or the registration of my car changed.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I see it's a group of 4 kids
Yes, this is correct.
pop out of their car with water guns. And keep in mind, this is the DMV, and it's COVID,
Gang,
so
gang.
everyone's standing outside in
6
a
feet
line.
apart.
Yeah, 6 feet apart. And there's it's the DMV. There's 40 people waiting in line. And I'm like, oh my God, these four kids are coming with water guns at me. And they're gonna shoot me right here in front of 40 people.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I related to my natural instincts and I just ran. But I knew I was not faster than
Yeah,
them.
you were going up
Yeah.
against a track.
I
And
had-
then you
Oh,
lost
I
your
did that
place
with
in
Cody.
line.
He's a runner. He's a trainer.
Yes, yeah.
So the kid that I actually helped out because I wanted you to die. I don't know why. I just wanted to. I was just
You
trying to
always
stir the.
We have
pot.
that on
Yeah.
Arrow. We have
I
that.
just at that
Fake
point I already
die.
died. I wanted to stir the pot.
Or
So
Tag
I
game,
told the
tag
kid.
game.
You guys did tag too?
we
We
tried to
did.
do that like
Yeah,
we tried to do
right
it
after you saw the
every
movie,
year.
right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, that's
Yeah.
exactly what we
Yeah.
did.
Yep.
We were successful for 1 month, and
No,
So were
for a
we.
couple years.
We did it for a couple of years, but
We
I
did it
always
so
end up
we
losing
lost
because
it.
I would get it
Like
and then
not
I
straight
forgot.
a couple years.
Yeah.
yeah, well, you do it like once,
Yes.
a month. For
Yeah, we
Yes,
did it once a
yes.
month.
Right.
Anyway.
That's it. We did it. We did it we did it 1 July. Went from July 1st to July 30th, whatever it ended.
Yeah.
So anyway,
too.
back to Senior Assassin, okay? Because that's what's important here. So the kid I told,
Nothing important.
the kid I told was naturally he was on cross country actually I think, and he was
Yeah.
much faster than Joey.
So I could not outrun him,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, you
I was
got
not
shot.
willing to let 40 other people potentially get
See, you
shot
got-
with a water gun
Mhm.
and witness this. So I
That's-
ran as far as I could. And then I said, fine, I'll put my hands on my head and you can just go ahead and get it over with. So that's what I did. And yes, that's how I was. That's how I got out in Senior
I had
Assassin.
to let
in a
Alex get
dignified
me,
way.
'cause he just couldn't get me.
I have this is off topic, but I just thought of this when you were talking about hiding. But a funny story I remember. So you guys were in your backyard. I don't know, you're by the fire or something with JP.
Uh-huh.
Bella and I were on our way over. And there was some conflict going on between Michael and Bella. There was some tension. And
Was it Michael?
I don't remember this. No,
And-
I don't think it was me.
No,
and
it's
so-
Joey.
I think it's Joey.
no, because I remember when I think we were going to scare you guys. So we
How
were
long ago was
hiding
this?
that
I'm
I
pretty
don't
sure it was Joey.
2
Yeah,
summers
this
ago.
was Joey.
2 summers ago. Okay, maybe. Well, we were hiding in the bushes, and all of a sudden, while we're hiding, we hear Bella is such a beep today. Oh my god! So I swear I thought it was you.
No,
'cause
I
you're
think
like,
it was Joey.
"Oh,
I think it
Bella's
was-
being such a beep today," and we both looked at each other in the bush like, "Wow, wow." And then I think you left. I honestly think
No,
you.
we stayed. 'cause we
Oh
the
no,
fire.
no, I remember this. It wasn't me. It was.
It was Michael.
was you.
I
Yes,
knew it.
I remember because I wasn't sure what you were talking about, but I remember you. I remember you saying that. and I was
Oh,
like,
I remember. And then
It
we
was
sat
you.
at the fire.
Yep.
yeah, it
Remember we
was
went-
you.
Oh, it might,
You
and
were
then
very
you
upset.
stormed
there's been
inside.
so
It
many
was some-
fights between
It
us,
was
and
Michael.
But Joey, when
It's
growing
like it's hard
up,
to keep track at this
you-
point.
I picked every
you
fight.
I
I picked every fight.
were
I
a
was a
frustrating
little-
kid.
I was little
Oh
growing
my
up.
God.
Yes.
Anytime,
Oh,
if,
I was-
If you disagree with Joey on the little thing,
Oh yeah.
I'm going home, and then he stops
Yes,
away.
yes,
Yeah.
and you guys
He
were all
wouldn't come
angels
out
as
for
children.
2 months.
Wow.
He wouldn't come
Oh
out.
no, that's because I had flight sim.
I
Yeah,
didn't.
This is true.
I didn't see him for 2 months.
Flight sim was, but
What?
I did flight sim, and I didn't come
remember
out for 2
one
months.
Time, you got so mad because it was me, Luke, and Michael.
Oh
and
my God.
JP, and we were telling you this fact, and you're like, "No, it's this," and we're like, "Joey, this is a fact. This is this," and you got so mad, so you stormed home, right? So the
Yeah,
next day,
that's
Julia's
probably
like-
accurate.
Julia's like, "Oh, let's all hang out," and we're like, and Michael's like, "Oh, well, Joey doesn't want to come because he felt like you guys were being rude," and I was just like. We were telling him a fact and he didn't want to listen to it. That's not our fault.
Yes,
And so we're like, Joey's overreacting, so let's go to the house and just drag him.
yes.
So we
Reflecting.
went, no, be quiet.
Oh,
We went,
oh,
we
Uh-oh.
went to your house.
Uh-oh.
We went to your house. We knocked on your door, and your dad goes, "Oh, are you guys here to apologize to Joey?" And I was like, "Apologize? Who's apologizing?" Because I know for a fact
is-
you twisted that story to make yourself.
we are opening wounds here.
Are
This
opening
is-
wounds.
this is-
Mr.
this
Vento,
not-
if you are watching this,
All.
I don't think this is the way we want to end the Julia show.
Drink by now. Of soda.
I can finally
Yes.
rest around this.
Yes, yes, yes,
holy,
yes.
oh my god.
He's enjoying his club soda right now.
Or like the
Anyway,
onesies.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that was with the cops, by the way. When the
Oh my
cops
gosh, yeah,
came,
we
that was
were
with.
onesies. This is true.
So- up until like senior year of high school,
no.
they would wear
No,
onesies.
it was before senior year. Okay.
And like
Calm down.
Hey, no, onesies are
Not
fine.
just-
Don't worry about it.
not just to bed, just all the time.
Yeah, it was kind of an embarrassing thing.
No, onesies are cool.
No,
I
but this
know,
is.
You knock on the door and then come
Oh,
waddling
yeah.
up. And
We had like our custom-made Canadian onesies that are Nana made.
Yeah.
Nana. But yeah. So
you're like, and I was like,
No.
What?
no, Canadian made. It was
Wow.
Like Canada. They had the
Oh
the
my-
red stripe, and then there was actually a nice.
He wore that every
pocket
day.
in the back in the behind section.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So yeah, Joey's right though. When the police
Thanks for
officer
the visual.
came and
This
asked
was
us
in like
about the
sixth
notebook,
grade. This
when
was
the
sixth
police
grade or
officer
something.
This
came
is
and asked us
senior
about
year.
the notebook he found that he found in the woods. We were in our onesies. Yeah.
But you
I
had to
mean,
be wearing one.
he-
It'd be like 1 o'clock.
He was 15 years old in the sixth grade.
You know what?
Sixth graders.
He was 15
graders
in the
aren't
sixth
15.
grade. So,
That is possible
sixth graders are like
if you are-
13 or 14.
By the time he was a senior in high school, he was like 20,
No.
20 something, 21,
How
right?
old were we in sixth
So-
grade? Like
What?
Fifth
10.
grade? Fifth
No.
grade, you're probably
11.
like
11.
10
12,
yeah.
maybe
no,
12.
you're like 11.
But
you're like
Michael
11.
was 15 in
no,
the sixth
no, I
grade,
wasn't. No, I wasn't.
wearing onesies until senior year of high school.
That's-
No, but you and your onesies was the funniest thing because I would knock on the door and you just come in and just look at your feet.
Look like a little elf. Great.
Gosh.
You blanket.
Oh yeah,
you
my
walk-
blue,
walk
my
down
blue
with your
blankie. Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't
I had-
talking about your blanket. I was talking about your robe.
Oh.
But what?
His robe that he would wear all the time.
Oh, yeah.
He's bringing up my like child.
Or
dynamics now.
or when Michael first dyed his hair orange and he jumped in our pool and all he
Oh, no.
Just the hair dye goes.
This is awful.
All the dye just went.
This is-
I don't know.
It
Like
looks like
dissolved in the
period
pool.
just-
I didn't-
Too much. Oh, okay.
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 I didn't know that was possible though with the hair dye.
I guess so. You know, the chlorine
You didn't
does
do it
works for
right.
the hair.
The,
No.
the damage
Oh, I
that
absolutely
Michael
did not
did
do
to
it
his
right.
hair in
Yeah.
his teen years.
Yeah.
So
Much-
bad.
much damage.
He went from black, brown, orange, white, blonde.
White.
I
You didn't do white
swear.
till-
I didn't do white.
This-
I swear you went white.
I'm not
One
gonna be
time.
dyeing my hair for a long time.
It's
Good.
like orange right now.
It's good right now.
It's a little bit.
You know, something normal Michael also did too is
Yes.
jump in the pool with his clothes on
Oh yeah.
all the time.
Wait,
I
I don't
like-
think you were there. Remember when we were on the trampoline and you did the split in the air? Crazy! Oh, you.
Yeah, I do remember that. Unfortunately, I did. Like
Oh,
SpongeBob, I did rip my
no.
pants. I remember there was another kid we had over who ripped his
Oh
pants.
my
on
gosh,
Jeopardy
it-
too.
oh.
This was-
You know what though, dude? You're not
W-
alone. It happens.
Yes.
yeah.
I-
And you know
it
what? No
happens.
shame. in it.
I've done
When you
it.
hear the
I've
rip,
had the
you just
noise
gotta
as
smile
well.
and hope that you have underwear on, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So that's all I gotta say on that matter.
So that's a great way to end the show.
That's my
The main message we're trying to send here is exactly what Michael just said. So,
smile and hope you have underwear.
so
on.
what I want you to take away from this show is smile every day, but also hope that you have your underwear on. So that is all.
You cannot end your show on.
I
do that.
This is a college radio. It happens, man. It is what it is.
Anyway, so
Smile
you know,
happily.
how lucky am I to have them on my show, right? Anyway, so this is actually goodbye. Oh wow, we talked for like 20 more minutes after that.
That's the best part of it. You never know. You never know.
Right. So don't worry. I will make sure to shout out Iona Radio when I get to Miami next year. So I hope you guys still tune in. If you follow me on social media, you can keep up with that next year.
Oh, you got it right.
You know? Oh, cool. It's probably my mom. Thank you, Mom. Oh, wow. Okay, so we're definitely going to end it on that note, though. So I hope you took away a lot of great things, especially that that last
last-
You don't need to
message.
Say it again.
We won't say it again.
Have a great night.
But thank you guys again so much for tuning in. It's been a wild ride on the Julia show. It really has. You know, it took me like a minute to think of the name too. That's the best part.
Yeah.
It just resonated, you know, the Julia show. Just went. So
It's
anyway,
really hard.
thank you again, Danny. You know, shout out to all the hard work
My
that
God.
Danny puts in
My God.
to WICR.
This is my God. I mean, well, this is your show. This is about you.
Yeah.
Shout out to you for
Yeah,
you
but
showed you were one of the.
Couldn't-
This is about you. Don't make this about me. This is your show.
couldn't have done it without Danny and Joe, Professor Joe.
Oh, it sounds like Joe.
Joe.
Not that
No.
one. I just got
Professor
here.
Joe.
No,
Professor
Professor Joe.
I love you,
No
Joe.
professor.
But he
I
always.
don't know.
I actually had my last class with him today, so he's not my professor
Aw.
anymore. But
Oh,
I still got to turn that 5-page paper actually.
yes.
But,
She
so
will do that.
I will get to that. Yeah, I will start that sometime soon. Anyway, thank you guys so much. This is a very emotional goodbye. But hope to see you next year. Hope to hear about you guys watching my show next year at Miami. Wish me luck. And have a great life, guys. Love you all. Thank you so much. Thank you, WICR. Thank you, Iona. You know, I have to thank Iona. Even though I'm leaving.
Yeah.
Thank you, Iona. Thanks, Danny. Thanks, WICR. Have a good one. Signing off. Bye. That is so
Aw.